Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. Our players are well positioned on the outer rim. They've got their base of operations on Sulfur Island. It's a little stinky, but hey, they're a bunch of pirates. Who really cares? And they've got their first maybe second fully conquered island over on Flotsam, because you've also got Shamuba. Things are starting to come together. The world is your oyster. You've got money coming in. You've got property. You've got everything you could want, right? Right, boys?
Not women.
That's true.
Women.
Or feelings.
Feelings.
We do have animals, though. I got my monkey. And he's noble now.
That's true.
I'm down a monkey.
Watch his name. It's, Fuck, what's his name again?
Seymour Butts.
Seymour
Seymour Dengar.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We're nobility
Right.
on this island.
So let's talk about the nobles and their noble monkey before we reunite the whole party together in peace and prosperity for all, which is definitely the end goal here. Our party is on Flotsam Island. We've got MrMouton, who is playing the beloved Nilrum, and I do believe on this island is also Archie?
Sail.
It's Sail.
Sorry.
My bad. We've got Nilrum and we've got Sail on Flotsam Island in Port Ferris, hanging out. You're both nobles. You got a monkey that's a noble. The town is falling into your hands. So let's put up the tavern or the town music and see what's going on over here. What are the two of you doing?
Just a reminder for you, Koibu, in the Tides of Death Discord, the Patreon Discord, there are new name suggestions for crew members, weapons, and etc.
Excellent, thank you.
And ships. Sick. What was your question to me? And
yeah, what are you gonna do now? You've got this town. It's under your control. You're walking about it.
We needed to do. We got our father the new houses. Our butler dude was going to handle things for us and get the houses furnished, swap over the nobility. Did we have something that we were supposed to do for our new papa?
So I'll try to remember what we did. I think we were going to install a new power base. So that involved getting a noble. It involved getting guards, whatever the local infrastructure for political control was, getting that reestablished.
Yeah. We need to make a sheriff.
Yes, I needed to. I don't think we actually went and. Oh crap! I didn't actually update my Twitch stream. Hang on. I don't think we actually did the. What you call it? Part of it. The. Oh my god. The guards, like setting up the.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
Military infrastructure.
Right. Well, we don't have to role play it through it. You are already the supreme power here. Those that remain will fall in line now that you've taken out all those folks on the mountain temple, the mountain palace. So you can just give me the structure of how you would like things to be. We can just hand wave a couple of days of you talking to guards.
We'll talk to guards and then we'll let our father handle that. That should be his whole thing. He can set it all up however he wants. It's not us that are in control. It is the Dengar family that's in control of the island, not the Crimson Fists. And I think that's the way that we should go about it.
The two other members of the Dengar family are quite old and crippled at this point, but they can still hold court. They can still give instructions and orders as long as people are coming to them instead of them having to go anywhere. That's workable.
Should we adopt a new brother while in our absence? In case
you want to make the blacksmith a noble.
I paused it. It needs to be someone we can trust. We've worked with the blacksmith in the past. He's made us pretty much everything, and I think that would be good. Long lost family. If need be, he can come up and hold down the island for us.
I think by right of power, we can just create a new noble family and just declare that he is noble. I think he doesn't have to be in our family.
That's good. Yep. So we'll go knock on his door and ask him what he wants his last name to be and explain him the plan.
Well, Smith, of course, is going to be his last name. Lord Smith.
Good.
Is he
Excellent.
pleased with this? I would have thought he'd be a bit more apprehensive.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
talk
I mean,
to him about it, I guess.
when pirates come by and say, you are the new lord of the town, please make everything happen, and your job is, crafts making, you might not be super excited about the transition. You might be accepting of it because you are fearful these pirates will murder you if you don't. But if that's the will of the people who rule, then you are bound to follow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just wondering if he was doing it under duress or if he was happy to do it.
How did he look? I'll do a charisma check out there. Does he look scared when I come to visit? I would assume so.
Um,
I'd be scared if you came to visit. Or Nilra.
well, I think with a 16 on your
Can't really read
charisma
it.
check here, you're probably not too concerned with how he's looking. You're showing up and you're giving him instructions, and whatever emotions that he is having, he is holding close enough to his chest that you don't have time to worry about whether it's some random, maybe not random, but what some blacksmith thinks of you.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay.
I'll have a very brief conversation with him.
Sure.
That's on like the topic of like, this is why we chose you. You worked with us. You were trustworthy. You seem to be, what's the word? Honorable, and also the local people seem to trust and respect you, and
Yes.
just don't fuck shit up. Essentially, just be a good noble.
All right. Lord Smith is made. Lady Smith, his wife, is to follow. And they will sort of help organize the town in your absence. They'll work closely with the Dengar family and the sheriff and town guard that are remaining. And they'll say to the,
We give them the mountain retreat. It's currently burned down, but I'm sure there's some good shit there that they can handle, and that
Excellent.
is your new land. Handle it.
excellent. The Smith takes their lands, their titles, their honors, their responsibilities, and will handle those things. What are the two of you going to do after setting up the island a little bit more?
We're going to meet John.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we would mainly spend a little bit of time more like hunting down a couple like any loyalists, if there were any that's escaped. Probably like spend the day doing that. Like, there's a couple of stragglers, we killed them, and then we're just out of here.
Yep.
Perfect.
Can I do some spell learning?
Yes. You have your spell book that you want, right? So you can do
Yeah.
spell learning as long as you are stationary and not on a boat.
I don't actually think I need any of these. I might want enchanted weapon. It is verbal, somatic, and material, and the material component is powdered lime and carbon. Can I get that?
Yes. Carbon you can grab from the remains of a fire, and powdered lime. I think lime is a thing that they use in tanning and in soap making. No, soap making is lye. Lime they do use in concrete and some stonework. So yes, both of those are freely available.
I'll grab 50 of those each. And if it's cool, since we're gonna be spending a few days here, Neal will let Sail pretty much take the lead on this. I need to do some spell learning, so you can take the lead. I'll come for one conversation in the morning. Shouldn't affect my spell learning, and here we go.
We did forget that like we left on the cliffhanger of putting Dengar into the sea.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh
Neal
my
and
God.
Dengar went into the sea. I was like, I knew that there was something.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Hold on. Let's roll this back a little bit. I had forgotten about that cliffhanger. Yes.
I totally forgot. Chat reminded me.
Good job,
Good.
chat. Okay. This will make more sense. Let us get our ominous ocean music here. So, to recap then, where our party left, the two of you, Nilrum and Lord Dengar, were down by the water. And it was just the four of you, the two of you plus Lord Dengar and your older sister, I suppose now? Your older adopted
No,
sister?
our older sister, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the monkey, Seymour
Wait, who's the
Dengar.
sister, sorry?
His daughter.
Lord Dengar's elderly daughter.
Right. His actual daughter. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And you were down by the sea, and the waves had swept over the both of you and dragged you into the water. And you tossed and you tumbled in the waves. And we were going to roll to see if Lord Dengar made it out. And now, Nilrim, you said you waded into the water with him for this.
Nilrim did.
Why are you going with him here, holding his hand?
Nilrim's feeling like that might be time to meet his benefactor. Not someone he's going to submit to willingly. I don't think he was thinking about if it's like gonna... I don't think he's thinking Rohi's gonna force him to submit. He hasn't forced anyone else, except for Saol, but he gave Saol a boon in doing so, and he doesn't even know about that, so... I think Nilrim seems like... thinks it's pretty okay right now. And he was feeling high. You know, he's a lord now. None of the other gods have been able to touch him or hurt him. He's living the high lives right now.
Yeah. And Saol, everyone else on your crew has already gone through this ritual except for Nilrim. And here he is undertaking this ritual for the first time, away from the eyes of Archie and John, just the two of you and your newly minted lord, father. How are you? What is going through Saol's head as Nilrim volunteers to be taken to the sea?
Well, is Nilrim just coming with me as I
think Nilrim was mainly dragging Lord Dengar, but he was going to let what happens. So
he's definitely he's going to be in the water. The waves are going to take him down. What is Saol expecting or thinking with all of this?
My expectation has been so far, every time I've introduced an ally to Rohi, that things have gone relatively okay.
Yeah.
However, I spare a glance over my shoulder when I realize that Nilrim is coming into the sea with me, and now I'm I'm worried for him.
Are we at all concerned about Nilrim's former reluctance? For years now, Nilrim has avoided this ceremony, and now he's finally going for it. Is there any special meaning behind this for you, Saol?
I think it might be a significance that me and Nilrim are actually, not just brothers in name, but we are becoming brothers. I'll let that feeling fill me as he enters beneath the waves with me, and I call to Rohi that I've brought you my brother and father.
Yeah. Well, the waves do come crashing down, and the two of you are dragged into the sea. And very quickly, the old man's grip slips from yours, with all the churning water and the sand blasting all over your bodies, and the tides pulling you out. His grip slips, and your grip slips, and you find yourself tumbling in the waves by yourself, head over heels, sand getting everywhere.
Strength check to hold him?
Yeah, you can give me a strength check at -2. It would actually be pretty tough to hold him in this situation. Yeah, it's no go.
Do I get a sense that this is a supernatural, him being taken away from me?
Yeah, because the two of them waded into the water, and then this rogue wave, bigger than the other ones, comes and crashes on them and kind of sucks everything out. This is very classic Rohi, dragging things into the ocean before returning them to you or holding on to them forever.
Yeah, I don't attempt to keep him. I let him go.
Great. So Nilrim, you're turning and churning in the waves before you come to a stillness. You're not really sure of your orientation. You can't really see sky. It's sort of just a dark, murky, watery, not quite grave, but still place that you're in. Well, you're holding your breath.
It's been a few seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look around. Frantic.
Yeah, you look around and you catch these violet eyes. These large, looming, sort of dim violet eyes that you can see through the darkness, gazing upon you, looking at you intently. You can feel...
Nilrim will calm down and probably smirk.
You can feel the vibrations in the water that sort of resonate in your ears, making the sounds of, you've come at last.
Normal nod.
Yeah, and you can feel the sound waves actually hitting your ear and vibrating and, like, you know, rubbing against your jaw. But you can also, like, hear the words in your mind distinctly and clearly, and they're a little bit deeper in your mind than they are in your ear.
I guess normal think back. I wanted to make sure that you were worthy of my time. It seems like you've stuck around long enough that it requires my attention. So here I am.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to DM you some things that are said. I don't want to say them out loud.
Good.
I don't want to. Hold on. Let's just do a quick side conversation. While we're having this quick side conversation, does anyone have any pirate facts for us?
So I have a really cool pirate fact.
I've got one too.
Okay, you go first. Go on. You beat me in chess. You can do it.
Okay, it's not cool. The first thing I ever illegally downloaded was Tenacious D Tribute. Which pirate
The
fact?
music or the movie?
So fucking stupid.
Fucking the music,
Oh, the
dude.
song,
It took me about 3 hours to download it.
Back when you'd get like a KB per minute.
Yeah,
I used to
exactly.
listen to Tenacious D all the time. That shit was.
Hey, I still listen to
Sick.
Tenacious D all the time.
I throw an album
Fucking
on every,
awesome.
like,
Was
few
their new
months.
movie any good? I haven't seen
Haven't
it.
seen it.
Haven't seen it.
What was it?
They had the Tenacious D movie, and then I think they had like I thought they made another one, but I could be
It
I've
wrong.
not
was the
seen.
Pick of Destiny, but I don't remember anything
That was
else.
like the.
That was a long
was
time
their
ago.
yeah. That was the long time ago movie.
Pick of Destiny was a fucking.
Maybe they just
classic.
went on like tour, and I
Dun,
saw that. I can't remember.
It could be. I know Jack Black has had like a YouTube channel now, or I don't even know if he still uploads.
Oh, really?
But he was
Blinsky Games, yeah.
Jablinski. That was it. Yeah, that was
The,
really cool. I watched a few of them.
School of Rock is one of the greatest comedy movies.
Cool Rock's fun.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think it still holds up. Like it's still good.
It
Like, it's
absolutely still holds up.
amazing
Yeah, it's
good.
fantastic.
Jack Black is Bowser now in the new Mario
Yeah.
thing, which
Oh my
sounded good.
God.
I thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the same take everyone else gives. I don't understand why we're letting fucking actors be voice actors now. He sounded fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Really?
Chris Pratt, you mean? He means Chris
Was it-
Pratt, right?
Oh, Chris Pratt is Mario. Wait,
Hey,
is Jack
yo.
Black Bowser?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the Mario voice actor sounded kind of shitty. But then again, I don't think I could watch like a 2-hour movie where it's like, it's a me, I'm Mario.
I agree. Yeah, but it
Somebody
still
fucking give this
sounded
guy a
stupid.
job. I was well better than Chris Pratt.
Let's go. I think they should have gone back to the old classic. It should have been like New York Italian.
That would have been.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Oh, James Gandolfini could have done Mario if he was still alive. That would have been sick.
That would've been- I
Can you
think-
imagine him as Mario?
That would have been so good.
I think they should have done a live action Mario with James Gandolfini. I don't know how to say
Yeah.
his name.
God,
God, that would have been so good. What are you talking about? I got 3 mushrooms. What do you want my mushrooms for?
All right, wait. What was your pirate fact?
So apparently pirates wore eye patches. So when they went below deck.
No.
Neal, take XP off him. That's disgraceful.
It makes me laugh. You can't take XP away for it, right?
Yeah. that's true.
And washing back up onto shore is Nilram, and a coughing hacking, wheezing, ancient old man who is barely alive and might actually die on the spot because even though he's been accepted by Rohi, he's like 90 something years old and he was like, tumbling in the ocean and he might just die. Sail. Does anyone have a proper healing proficiency here?
I do.
Sail does, yeah.
You do? Okay, you're gonna need to make me a healing proficiency because his body might not survive this.
Listen, I'm a god at healing.
My papa.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm a god at healing. Rohi would give him some kind of... Rohi would give me advantage. He's not trying to kill him. Come on.
I think you go to pump the water out of the poor man's stomach and break his ribs and they puncture his lungs and he dies on the beach. You tried. He was accepted by Rohi, but his body, his age, he couldn't take it. He couldn't go through the process, and no attempt to help him will be successful.
Damn.
Your father, just like your brother, is dead by your hands.
Well, hold on. The sea killed him.
Sea killed both of them.
True.
Hang on, Neal. Somebody does make a good point. You can stabilize someone without a check. I don't know if this was stabilizing or if this was
this isn't like you've got a bleeding wound. This is, a man is drowning and he's very, very old. Yeah.
I'll stand up and say he was accepted by the god, but unfortunately his body just wasn't strong enough. And I'll improvise some funerary rites and ask my sister how she would like the body to be dealt with, and I say to her, apologize. He just wasn't strong enough, but he did get to meet the god.
She looks to you. She looks to her other brother now. He's coughing and getting the water out of his nose and whatnot. And
I went down there with him and I saw Papa smile harder than I've ever seen him before. It was his time.
Since I met him yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I believe that our sister should meet our benefactor now. She needs to know the way.
She looks a little bit worried, a little bit afraid.
I think Sail, Neal will grab one arm and
yeah.
wait for his brother.
I'll say, our father was accepted, but we all must be in this together. Have no fear. You are still young.
We drag her in.
She resists somewhat, but they cannot. She needs walkers to get anywhere, and so into the ocean she goes. The waves come up, they crash down, they pull her in, and they spit her back out onto the shore. She rolls across the ground, and then, braces herself against the sand, pushes her chest up, spits out a little bit of water, rises to her feet, and storms over to you, Sail, raising a hand to strike you in the face for this insolence before realizing that she can walk. She doesn't need the aid of her cane any longer. She doesn't need the aid of her tools. Her back is straight. Her hands are strong. She's might be in her 70s, but she hasn't felt this young in forever. And all the rage and anger in her quiets immediately as she sees that you are not some dark heretic. You are, in fact, the prophet of the seas.
I'll put my hand on her shoulder and say, he brought you back the strength of your body, and he gave our father the peace of death.
To the sea with him, then.
Yeah, I'll send him out.
Yep. And out she will send him on a boat, set the boat on fire, let his corpse sink into the ground, and then work with the other noble family that you've just made, the Lord Smith, to work out the island.
Does her mind seem sharp now?
I would say
Her
she
mind was
seems
never foggy, but
it was never foggy. She's certainly more alert, at least in this moment, now that she's been dragged into the ocean and pulled back out again. Maybe it's just that temporary alertness that comes from like a cold shower mixed with adrenaline, or maybe her mind has been somewhat restored as her body has. Time will tell, but you have no more time for Port Ferris. You have places to be, and on your boat you will go and head to Sulfur Island we shall. However, oh yes.
On the
Neal
way-
feeling good after his conversation.
I have a dream
He,
on the
oh,
way.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
he
I didn't realize
probably
you were gonna
looks
say more.
he probably looks more chipper than I think ever. Everything's going to plan, everything's going right.
I'll query Neilram about his meeting with Rohi. Do you reveal anything?
Um,
What do you tell Sail? You know, he's the priest. He's the one who has brought you to this god. He has sort of been guiding the whole party along the way. There's been pirating, but there's also been this Rohi angle. He's the one who's most connected. He is your
normal
intermediary.
recant what the deity said to Sail. When the sea drain, it is because a tsunami is coming. The death of the White Prince is the draining sea. You and my cleric are the incoming tsunami. You two are the oncoming storm. Are you both ready to rule? I say, we were born to rule. And then Sail, he said, be blessed, my children. Be ready for your time. Those other two, my servants, will bring you power. And they are yours to do with as you please.
Sick.
Not based.
Amazing. We have servants now. I'll embrace Neilram, and I'll say, I knew you would eventually join me, brother.
It took time, but he says it. Seems that Rohi was never my adversary. He never meant to chain me. He meant to unleash me. He meant to unleash us, he says, like kind of correcting himself.
You meant to unleash everything we're about to do, and I'll laugh and clap him on the shoulder. At least you're not afraid of his name anymore.
I think I've earned the right to say it after our conversation.
I will say
Lord
this,
Dengar.
though. An excellent point, Lord Dengar. I will say this, though. I've been having dreams, and I keep waking up with water in my lungs. Seems there's something coming, something we didn't foresee.
Yes. And as our party hops on their boats and sails to Sulfur Island, we're going
can I
to
do a check for my learning when I was here?
Oh, right, what spells were you gonna learn?
The military. I just want to learn one singular spell, and it's gonna be enchant weapon. Wait, I don't think I can learn.
enchant an item.
Never mind. I don't think I can learn this because I think it's under the enchanting school, which I can't use.
Right, enchanted weapon makes weapon +1 temporarily.
Yep.
It's within the
That's
enchantment
class
school.
enchantment.
I think it's beyond
do
your
it.
use. Okay.
So never mind. I don't learn any. I learn wizard sight. Sure, I'll learn wizard sight.
Great. Roll. That's a 4th or 5th.
The third level spell. 3d2 for the days.
Yes.
5 days. 1d100. I'm gonna go with. I want low. I don't remember.
Nilram's chance to learn.
Pretty high.
Oh, 85. But
Excellent.
minus 15.
It's
because
still
not...
70. But
70.
boom, you learn it.
Okay.
So we will add Wizard
it.
Sight. Excellent.
Yep.
All right, and we're going to flip over to Sulfur Island now, where our other two party members have very recently had a long, maybe unsettling conversation with a cleric of Tempos, who told you that Nilram was being hunted by a confederacy of clerics from many continents all here to search the Dardanelles for Nilrum specifically and bring him somewhere. They don't even know where they're supposed to bring him yet or what he's supposed to do. Well, they know where they're supposed to bring him, but they don't know why. They don't know. They're just following orders. So, John and Archie, what are the two of you doing on Sulfur Island?
I think at the end of the last episode, we had a conversation with this guy, and then we left his table. I'm pretty certain that John has just sat with his back against the wall in the tavern, with like his Sanson dagger stabbed into the table, feet kicked back, leaning back on his chair, and just stared at this guy for hours, all day, watching him.
You need
seeing
to
what he's
sleep.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't need to sleep. I just watch him in the tavern, Neal. I don't know if he leaves at any point, but I'll follow him if he does. I just want to watch him, and I consider him. I'm not sure if he's lying to me or if he's telling the truth, or I think, can he help me? Maybe the light of the gods is what can save me from this hell I've been placed in. Or maybe if I kill him and sacrifice his soul to the sea, maybe I can be restored. And I sit there and I ponder.
What about you, Archie? You not only spoke to him about the same things as John, but he sort of gave you a prediction of who you are and your future and what might come to pass for you. It was pretty vague, but it seemed to have affected you in the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Archie's thinking about that a lot. Like, it's throughout his life, he didn't really like mess with any of like the deity powers or anything, or put a lot of stake into it. But it's come to a point where like he's just meeting more and more weird things, and they keep like becoming true. Like God's promising him that he'll never be afraid again, and then he was never afraid again, and then he meets a dragon, and the tree lady that he met as well. So Archie is contemplating this a lot, actually, and his outlook is pretty positive. And I think he sees John being pretty worried about this, so Archie's gonna put like a hand on his shoulders. Captain, I have a feeling things are gonna be turning out okay. And we've been through this, we've been through a lot, and as your first mate, I'm here to tell you that whatever adversity comes, we can beat it. Even though, you know, the whole thing with Magic Man is kind of messed up, but maybe we can make something out of it. I mean, you died and came back. Like, what else? What's supposed to stop us, John? Come on.
Wise counsel, Archie. I just don't know what to make of this guy. Look at him. He's just sitting there. He's so confident. He's so certain. He said he knows he's going to die here, and he doesn't even care.
What makes something that we don't about death, or maybe. I mean, you've sailed with people before death that are, more than probably anyone else. You've sailed with people before who are so dedicated to the sea and the ship and the crew that they don't care about their life anymore. Maybe this is what's kind of going on.
What, you think he feels the same way about his god that you feel about the sea?
Maybe. It's possible.
He seemed to like you.
Really dedicated. He told me some nice things. I think, maybe he's not that bad.
What do you think he wants with Nora?
Hard to tell. I don't know what's going on here or there. I don't know what these gods are all talking about. I don't know any of their names or what they do. I just know that they seem to all hate each other, but it's like captains of different ships all came together in one place and are searching for someone. Yeah.
This guy, he worships a god called Tempos, god of fate and time. Perhaps that's how he knows when he'll die. Perhaps that's how he's come to peace with it.
I wonder if if you die, it makes you more or less peaceful about it. I'd like to know when I die.
How did I feel when I was dead, Neal? Peaceful or? Nothing.
you weren't really there for very long. Your death was sort of a blip of an interruption, and you can't even really remember it now. Sort of, you're aware that there was something unusual, but it's like waking from a dream and then trying to recall it days, weeks, months, years later. It's just sort of this, I thought I remembered having but what the hell, it's gotten so blurry now.
What do you think we should do with it? Archie.
What is to be
Maybe
done?
if he's foreseen it, maybe if he's foreseen his death, maybe that means we're supposed to kill him.
What happens if we drive him out back to Solemn or Arcadia and kill him there? Maybe then we can change our fates by disrupting his.
You losers can't go there.
I don't think we can leave the Dardannes, Captain.
We could send someone, take him there.
Maybe
Maybe jump off the ship rather than deny himself his fate.
Is that why he told me about my fate?
What did he say?
I asked him, and I said things would end up well, and I would be with my friends, and all would be good. And maybe he told me that because he didn't want me to change my fate.
I don't trust
Maybe
him.
if we do bring him out of here, maybe that's exactly fighting us here is maybe exactly what he wants. I don't know.
They showed him my neck. He didn't even flinch. He must know more. A man of God like that, surely he wouldn't react so blankly.
Should I, maybe try to get more information out of him?
Go and speak to him, Archie, but you gotta remember, you've got a pure heart. I'm right about this guy. He knows how to manipulate people. Make sure you don't get taken in. Keep your guard up.
I was more thinking that I have, I kind of brush my fingers over your sandstone dagger. Other ways of getting information out of people.
You want to do that?
If you think he has more information to give that he's not giving us, that's my job. I'm the one to do it, but it's your decision.
Perhaps we should take him for a walk. Maybe take him to where we got this, I say, dwell in the dagger. Maybe if he goes there, maybe if he can get a bit closer to our friend, maybe then we can strike some fear into him, get him to talk. Or perhaps we wait for sail and set him down into the seas and see what happens then. This is just the start of it. There's a storm coming. There'll be more of them.
So many, yeah. I don't know, Captain. I'm lost. I'm not built for this. I can punch him, I can torture him, I can do whatever you say, but I can't tell you what to do.
Let's just
I
watch
can
him.
only
for now.
tell you that I think it's gonna be okay.
It's weird the way he's just sitting there.
Right? What is he even looking at?
Gazes across the room, takes in all the things that are happening out there. He watches the pirates drinking and shouting at each other loudly. He watches the the workers of the tavern, the prostitutes, the whores, the barkeep, the young man whose job it is to mop up everyone else's spit and vomit, to clean rooms after rooms, this den of debauchery as it is late at night, getting fairly rowdy, loud cries and shouts and whoops of joy, squeals of laughter and giddiness, the ring of coins on the tables falling off and hitting the floors, the sloshing of ale.
Is he drinking? Or is
He
just
is-
sort of sitting there?
Slowly sipping one beverage, seated by the door at a high table with not much room for other folks. Everyone seems content to leave him alone as the brigands and pirates go about their ways.
He sort of tried to draw Archie into a conversation. He's not tried to do that to anyone else.
No, he hasn't really reached out to anyone else. Every now and then someone might come over and give him a hard time, and with a few polite words, they usually wander off on their own after not getting a rise out of him very quickly. He manages to keep a low profile.
So I think after this conversation with Archie and sort of sitting there for a few hours, I'm going to pull the dagger out of the table, dunk, sheath it, and lean forward on my chair and say, I want to have a word with him. Maybe he can help us. You want to come? And I get up from the table and I'll go and walk over to this cleric. I spin the chair around and sit on it, sort of facing the wrong way.
He looks
Stab my
back
dagger
at you.
into the table. Cleric.
Captain,
Cast spells, right?
I work miracles and blessings on the behalf of Tempos.
What spells can you cast? Cast me some spells? I could use a cleric.
What is it that you need, my son?
I need all sorts. I've never met a real cleric before. I don't know what you can do.
Why serve Tempos in his divine infinite wisdom? I do not work for you, nor shall I.
Well, you're on my island. You're in my tavern. Drinking my ale, I say, pushing his cup towards him. Surely you owe a debt,
Archie will kind of lean forward and timidly crack his knuckles a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but some slight implications.
Just a little.
Yeah.
He looks at you, Captain John, with sort of a calm demeanor and an infinite gaze. What would you like of me?
Can a man
Threats?
change his fate?
A man can be wrong about his fate.
Are you wrong about yours?
Time will tell, but if my robes are to be believed, no.
Well, what's my fate?
Haven't you already met it?
I thought I had. But then I was pulled back, kicking and screaming into this hellhole.
What an abomination you have become. You're not even real at this point, are you?
Real enough to see the end of you. Who do you think you are to speak to me like that? I'll kill man for less.
He just raises his unarmed hands in a gesture of, I can't stop you. Or I won't stop you.
You intrigue me, cleric. But you should know. A man's fate can be changed. I know this for a fact. And the fate you wish for might not be the one you get. There are worse things than death in this world. I can attest to that.
Certainly.
You should watch who you cross. You should watch who you threaten with your ship of friends. Coming here, ruining everything I've built for.
I come not for you. Give me the cleric, give me the wizard, and you will never see us again. You are not our concern. You are not our care. Unless you make problems.
I own a great deal of things in the Dardanelles. Hell, you could say that I own the entire Outer Rim. Now, of all the things that I own, that wizard is one of the most valuable. I wouldn't just trade him away for nothing.
What is the cost to keep him in the face of the divine?
I appreciate you've spent a lot of time in churches and not much time at the negotiating table. But you're the one coming to me asking to buy what I own. It's on you to make an offer, or do all you have is threats.
I am here to tell you that the fates have spoken. The gods have handed down their needs, and they will not be stopped until the wizard is firmly in their grip. There is no
Unfortunately for you.
negotiation here. They will get what they want. They are the gods. If they need to come down onto the earth themselves, they shall do it. These are
I believe that when I
mighty
see it.
powers.
You don't understand. You said gods, but there's some that you don't speak for. There are some already on this earth. A lot more power than commanded by the likes of you.
No god has been seen upon this earth since the last age.
Well, keep drinking that beer of yours, and you may well see what I'm talking about before you meet your end.
It gives you like a soft, pitiful smile that you might give like, you know, an anti-vaxxer or a flat earther when they go on a tirade and you're just like, oh, sweetie. Oh. He gives you one of those like condescending smiles as you talk about gods that walk the earth.
I stand up from the table, and I say to the barman, don't give this guy any more drinks. I
Barman
walk back over to my table.
nods enthusiastically.
When Archie gets back, we sit back down how we were before. I'll say, well, I actually think beating this guy to death's too good for him. I think we wait for Sale. Let him see what dangers he's got himself into. And
Yeah, Sale would know a lot about this, actually.
I'll
think that
continue
idea,
to,
Captain.
good. I'm going to continue to sit here and watch this guy.
I'll sit
Excellent.
along with you.
Well, as the night draws to the deeper hours, and some people wander off to go back home, some people fall asleep on their chairs or on their benches or under tables or up in the rooms where your workers are, the cleric eventually picks himself up, heads out of the bar, and begins to walk amongst the town.
Yeah, well, I follow him.
Yeah. He walks until he finds an empty, abandoned house, one that hasn't really been cleaned up or patched up yet. And he will spend maybe half an hour reorganizing it to make it suitable for one person to stay in. He'll, clear out the worst of the things. He'll find some sort of makeshift broom, probably just, a stick to clear the ground and make it as clean as possible. And then he'll curl up in a corner, close his eyes, and go to sleep on the cold, hard stone on a warm winter night on the outer rim of the Dardanelles.
Archie, you should get some sleep. I'll keep an eye on him. I'll see you in the morning.
We'll kind of nod and just kind of lean back and immediately nod off.
I will try and get a good vantage point where I can watch this guy if I have to climb a building or something like that, and I'll watch his life force glowing in the dark at night.
You will have to climb onto the walls of this building. The roof is semi-collapsed in some areas, and you can find a spot where you can perch on the wall and gaze down upon him, the red outline of his warmth showing to you in the dark of night. You can see his chest rising and shrinking slowly, very methodically, until the sun begins to rise and light drowns out your infravision, and the birds
Does his
come
life
back.
force burn any stronger than anyone else?
No, he's just a regular human.
Okay.
Human scum.
And the suns will rise. The sun, singular, will rise on another day. You have a few days left before your fellows will return and meet you here on Sulfur Island. How are you going to spend the next few days while we wait for people from Flotsam?
I think I was planning to just watch this guy, but I think I'd probably get a little bit bored sat watching him for this whole time. So I'll maybe rope someone else in to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
I might head to the keep and start looking. Presume there's like an old library or something like that. I'm going to try and look for any books or anything that might relate to their religious beliefs.
Okay.
on Sulfur Island.
Yeah. You can pour through the old books that you can find that are still around here. It'll take some time, but you have lots of time to kill. And you're looking specifically for the
I kinda got a
religious
theory
beliefs of the
that
people here.
perhaps they worshipped Rohi.
Hmm.
So I'd like to maybe find some evidence of like, yeah, their religious beliefs. Anything. Maybe it's a description of their ritual, maybe their holidays, maybe a prayer book, or anything.
In the week that you spend searching these books, you can find references within them to the normal 28 gods. No references to anything else, but there are many books here, and they are very old, and they're sort of poorly kept. So some of them are mildewy, and it's hard to read. And none of them seem to be very specific on the beliefs of the Kaiser family. They're more of like books that they had copied and brought here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I'm feeling like this is a bit of a dead end, which I probably do after a day or something, I'm gonna walk up and down this keep, look for secret entrances. I reckon maybe they've got like a secret chapel in here, or rooms that are hidden that we've not found. So I'm just gonna ask Bravey about it as well. Have you seen anything weird? Blah blah blah.
All research feels empty and fruitless until you find that little kernel of truth, which is what makes research in old books
I feel like
slow and boring.
They've got references to the real gods. So I was thinking, like, if it was their state religion to believe in Rohi, like, I feel like it would be quite obvious. So I feel like
if you look about the place, you will see trappings and markings and old plaques to the regular 28 gods, the true gods, the gods we all know and love. You'll see the symbol of goddess of hearth in the home over the doors to individual people's houses or rooms in the keep. You'll see the symbols for Bellum over the old armory. You'll see the symbols for Verasi over the old tombs, and the symbol of Falumbra there as well. So all the normal gods are represented all the way around, and there doesn't seem to be any overt symbols of some secret deity or some secret worship. And if you search the castle for hidden rooms or chambers, there won't really be any that are found, right? Yeah, there's nothing. This place has been searched over by folks for a while now.
Yeah, I spend my time doing that. Maybe I'll grab a few interesting books and bring them back to the tavern with me, but I just kind of while away the days. Thinking about what to do, pondering on Nilrim.
Yeah, the cleric will spend most of his time down by the docks, watching for ships on the horizon, waiting. He will continue to clean up that one abandoned empty house that he found and turn the front room into a bit of a temple and the back room into a place to sleep. And on his fourth day, he will start holding, religious ceremonies. At first, there's no one in attendance, but he will hold the ceremony anyway, complete with prayers and chanting and what little incense he brought with him. And
paying taxes.
Yeah, I think when this gets back to me that he's doing that I will put a stop to it. I'll ask him. We can roleplay that if you'd like.
I would like to, yes.
Yeah, so someone mentions it to us then, right?
Yeah, you are told that he is holding ceremonies. So he's holding worship for Tempos down in his little building. He's even
fucking cheek of him.
Used some ash to make a black triangle, and then how does he make a blue triangle above? Well, he outlines what would be the blue section of a triangle with ash or soot, and sort of leaves it that slate gray of stone to kind of give the symbol of Tempos in an old-fashioned way.
So I said to the guy, someone tells me that, and I say, I need to go and find Archie and bring him here as soon as possible.
You'll get Archie, and you'll make it back to where he's holding mass, we're going to call it, right as it's wrapping up. He's finishing off the last few words, and people then begin to walk out. You can see them leaving coins on the ground before him, offerings to the gods. Yeah. There's not many. There's like 3, but they each leave a silver on the floor and make some prayers to Tempos and to this cleric before heading out on their own.
Are these people that I recognize as having been through our ritual, or are they just random travelers to the island?
They are other sailors on your ships that have not yet been ritualized. Or I shouldn't say sailors on your ships. They are people that are employed in this town who have not ritualized.
Okay.
They're the denizens.
I fuck them as they come out. I make sure they see me looking at them. I remember their faces.
Oh, okay. You give them the eyes.
Yeah, not
gotcha.
outright. So maybe that's the wrong wording.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what you meant by that.
I find it sexy. Betrayal.
Love the sexy betrayal.
Okay, once the last people, or once I get there, I don't wait for them to walk out, but if they're already walking out when I get there.
Like recognize us or anything, right?
Everyone will
That's good.
recognize you, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they all know exactly who the fuck you are. And so if John gives them a dirty look, they wither under it. And if Archie gives them a dirty look, they shit themselves.
I give Archie a nod, and we walk towards this guy's little house. A house, in fact.
You approach it.
Cleric.
He looks up from his counting of 3 silver coins, drops them in a pocket effortlessly, comes over to you, palms up and out. Are you here to say prayers? You've just missed morning mass.
I've been generous enough to let you stay here, but I won't be having you doing this on my island. This is your one and only warning. Get rid of these symbols. Don't hold any more mass. Don't talk to my men about your god. This is not something I'm willing to negotiate on. Perfectly serviceable dungeons in the keep. And there's plenty of space for you in there.
He ponders for a moment.
I push him. Answer me.
He stumbles back. Very well then. If you wish to denounce the gods, if you wish to turn your back on fate.
I don't think you understand what I'm talking about here. Things are already out of my control. Your gods cannot help me now. My lot is with someone else.
It's never too late to repent. Let me guide you.
Change your fate. You said no.
You've already met your fate. It is over and done with. Your life is ended, and soon your body will be gone. But it's not too late to make a difference in the world. It's not too late to embrace the divine.
Enough. I don't want to hear your lies. Clean this place up. If it's like this when I come back in an hour's time, you're going to the dungeon.
As you wish.
The dirty look as well, reaffirming like I will come and I will get you.
His eyes are so soft, Archie, when he looks at you. They're so soft. Like that of an old friend who's sort of sad to see what your life has become. You know, that fleeting, come back to me, friend look. Sorry, John.
I pace up and down the pier, waiting for Sail to come so we can resolve this. Because this guy, his nonchalant, lack of fear is really, really annoying me.
Mm-hmm.
He's not showing the proper respect and terror in front of me like everyone else we meet is. It's really pissing me off. So I stomp up and down the pier, pissed off, waiting for the ship to turn up.
Well, ship doesn't turn up. And that night, you get reports that he's holding mass again.
Again, find Archie. If I know where he is, I go and get him. Otherwise, it's the guy who told me.
No, you and Archie are probably hanging out together that evening when your runner comes and tells you that, once again, he's holding mass. There's only one person there this time. It's just him and one folk, but...
Well, Archie, let's go. Get ready to crack some skulls. You, get me some rope. I point to someone else.
Yeah, they get you some rope.
Let's go.
And soon you find yourself at the makeshift temple in the rundown, abandoned building.
Is the person in there someone that I saw there last time?
No, it's a different person. None of the people that you saw there last time came back. But you do see that he's set up a couple of little bells around the area that blow in the wind. You can see that the door frame has been smeared with oil of some kind. The ground has been swept out quite cleanly. The symbol of Tempos that sits above the door frame, that bottom of it has been rubbed with soot, and the top has been like smeared with some sort of blueberries that have been found in the jungle. So it's got a little bit more of the blue color to it. It's got this proper temple feeling now, even though it's run down. A little bit more proper than this morning.
I walk up to the place with my rapier drawn.
As
and
you reach the threshold, you begin to feel like a heat rolling off of the threshold, like a warmth.
He got you.
Can I kick the door open? If it's not.
There's no
it's
door.
closed.
It's just there's just the door frame. But as you get to the door frame, you can feel the intense heat rolling out of the building.
That's fine. I say to the guy in there, the one who's taking the mass, you, come here now.
He immediately gets up from mass and heads out while the priest's prayers falter. He takes a moment to look at you and then continues his voice in the chanting of fate and time and tempo spins the world and we're all his servant, blah, blah, blah.
I say to this guy, bring me a torch and some pitch and some oil. ASAP.
He runs off. The pitch and oil and torch will be back shortly.
I whisper to Archie. Can you feel the burning coming from off this thing?
Do I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking. He feels it.
You do, Archie. It's
Yeah.
warm. It's weirdly warm.
I nod, acknowledging it. I throw the rope on the ground, and I say to the cleric, you know what I've got to do.
He continues his prayers, not stopping for you.
Wait for the guy to come back.
The guy will come back with pitch and oil and a torch and a small group of folks following him. Because as he runs in to be like, "Oh my God, John Brophy, we need these things." The captain, I think he's gonna set someone on fire. Word spreads, and soon a small enclave of pirates have joined around this building, watching you stand outside of it.
Yeah. Well, the first guy that gets back, I point inside, drag him out, tie him up.
He goes inside. He definitely is able to drag out the priest, who resists a little bit at first, but once it becomes clear that he's being outmuscled, he stops. And soon the priest, his chanting is interrupted, and he's dragged out into the streets, away from the sanctified temple.
Archie, fill him in a little bit, but don't kill him. You, burn this house down.
But sir, it's mostly ruined already. What are we supposed to do?
Just make sure we can't see any of his fucking symbols that he's drawn on there, and his bells and his candles and all that.
He gets in there.
Pitched his oil.
Yeah. They toss oil, pitch all over the place. They drip oil everywhere. They knock down the symbols. They kick mud onto the walls. They set things on fire. What is in there that is burnable burns. What isn't is just sort of slowly roasted by the low flames of the pitch and the vegetable oils that you use. The place is ruined.
At what point does the burning sensation go away? Through that.
It begins to fade rather quickly. Once someone goes and starts knocking off the bells and smearing off the oils and throwing mud on the walls, once it begins to become desecrated, you can feel the intensity of it begin to lower. It's not so much a on-off thing, and it's hard to tell if it's getting less intense because it's getting more destroyed, or if some threshold has been reached and so now it's unsanctified and now it's just fading away. But rather quickly, without too much effort, the room is made desecrated.
Weirdly, I don't feel the fire, right? The actual fire.
No, yeah, you don't notice the fire from the heat. It would burn your flesh and cause you damage, but you don't really feel it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You ask Archie, does he beat him up?
Well, Archie,
I look him in the eyes. tilt my head a little bit, kind of waiting for him to say something.
I mean, he's tied up, right, on the ground. I
Yeah.
assume.
He meets
Oh, yeah.
Archie's eyes and he says, "I know my fate. Do what you must."
It just starts fucking beating the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
No, you're not going to kill him, right? You're not going to beat him to
Yeah,
death.
no, we're not killing him.
I'm just
Right.
roughing him up. I'm not using the brass knuckles. I'm like purposefully holding back a little bit, but I know my punches and I know where to hit where it hurts.
Right. Great. You will be a little bit surprised because you don't have your brass knuckles on. And your first blow, where's your very first blow on him?
I think just like the cheek area.
Just the cheek area? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Archie the Elder. You've got, a lot of strength. You are a buff, expert boxer and pummeler. But when you strike him across the cheek, the damage done to him, you can hear the cracking of the jaw, and he spits out some teeth. And the damage done to him is more than you would expect. It doesn't feel like you just punched him across the face. It feels significantly stronger of an impact. And the bruising and breaking along his jaw is indicative of something hard. Something harder than a fist. Do you have time to investigate this, or are you just going to continue the assault?
I think Archie will throw one more punch to make sure, like a pretty light one. Almost like a slap.
Still closed fist, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. The next punch, which is visibly lighter, strikes him as well, almost as if you were wearing brass knuckles. Like you glancing blow across him, and it completely cracks his nose off. Well, not off, but like all the way to the side. Like.
He is taken aback by this, and he's going to take a step back.
Jesus, Archie, don't kill him.
I'm not. Something there's something going on. It's magic or something. I don't know what's.
Archie.
I only hit him.
You'd be a dinosaur to death. I mean, this guy.
Captain, I know my punches. I only hit him really lightly, and he's almost dying. What's going on?
All right, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. You, take this fucking guy to the dungeons.
And the man is dragged away. And we're going to go to our first break while we wait for Nilbrum and Sail to arrive on Sulfur Island and for Archie and John to figure out what the heck is happening here. We'll see you all on the other side of our break. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. It is a few days later, on, I want to say it's the 10th of March, when Nilbrum and Sail arrive on Sulfur Island. They bring their boat up. You guys were in the small boat, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Both boats are here now and parked on the dock. And our two player characters will join up with the others inside the town.
Thank God you guys are back. What happened in Flotsam?
Well, Captain, it's not you guys anymore.
Shall we tell him, my lord?
Yes. Nilbrum will reach into his robe of holding. He'll pull out the note and he'll just hand it to the captain and just grin.
Take the note. I read it. What does it say? It basically says that you're now part of the Dengar family.
We're now nobles. Me, my brother, and Seymour are all part of the Dengar family, and this was signed by like a dock master, and like there were witnesses, and the whole town like da da da.
It's very official.
Hand it back to you slowly, narrowing my eyes. Even this means anything here?
Anything here, my
something to me.
lord.
Yeah, well, you guys can role play with each other as much as you like, but I'm still in charge.
I'm not so sure. I feel like I outrank you
Listen,
in
if
this society.
if you're a minor lord, what does that make me? I'm a king.
I don't
king
see
of the
your
rim.
crown, Captain.
I don't see the crown, Captain, but yes, you are the commander of the ship, and we won't get it twisted.
I'll be getting a crown soon enough.
How have things
But,
been here, my friend?
Well, Nilrim. Seems you're a popular man. One of those clerics turned up.
Oh, did they now?
The god of time, Tempos. I stomached him for as long as I could, but once he started holding mass, I had to send him to the dungeons.
Oh, you sent him to the dungeons.
I don't. Yeah, he told me what he wants. They want to take you, and only you, some island north of Arcadia somewhere.
We both know that's not happening. Let me go speak with this guy.
No, it's okay. Let's bring him here. I think we should all be having a word with him. I call out to one of the guys on the dock. You. Go and get the cleric. Bring him here.
Right away, Captain. And he hurries off. So to be clear, the cleric that's looking for Nilrum, you want to show him Nilrum and
Yes.
have a
Yeah.
conversation with him and Nilrum.
Yes.
Great.
I was gonna say, why didn't you just kill him? Clerics are like,
Well, I've been wanting to talk to him forever, Sale. These
Yeah, but
guys,
clerics-
I sent him a message, and now I need to fix it.
clerics are divine conduits to their deities. You could just.
I'll
make
be
things
honest,
worse.
Sale. This guy, I was trying to talk to him. I threatened him a little bit, and he told me that he knows that he's going to die in the Dardanelles and he'll never see home again, and therefore he's not scared. So it kind of took the wind out of my sails, you know. I mean, everyone's scared of death apart from this fucking guy, apparently. Didn't want to give him the satisfaction.
I think it's very. I don't know. I just don't feel good about this, and I think.
I thought perhaps you could,
Brother, I say, smacking Sale's back. It'll be fine. No gods can touch me. They've tried, and I'm above them. We're above them, and I give you a wink.
I
Alright.
thought perhaps you
But I
could
won't-
show him to our friend below the waves.
Maybe as a corpse. I wouldn't send down the eyes of the enemy to look upon my god.
I hadn't thought about that.
I've no
Well.
interest in having a conversation with this man. If I see him and he's alive, I'll kill him,
Well,
and I'll
Let
walk
me-
you'll
off.
have your wish, Sale.
Let me go and
Perhaps you
speak
should.
to him.
He's coming here. Perhaps, Sale, you should make yourself scarce while Norum speaks to him. But I'll call you when the time is ready.
Yep, I'll walk. I'll leave. I'll go do something else.
Okay.
I make it known that I disagree with the party's course of action.
You can make your way to the tavern on this, early afternoon and meet up with your friend who works here in the tavern. You guys can have a nice chat. She's not busy. It's too early in the day to really be working. She's just waking up. And the two of you can catch up and shoot the shit while this cleric is brought here. Where is here, Captain Winters?
Like on the pier, I think.
Onto the pier itself. Okay.
As he gets dragged forward, I say, "Well, cleric, hope you've enjoyed your time in our dungeons. But
You've been looking for me, I hear.
yes, your
Yeah.
quarry has arrived. So perhaps you should have your conversations. See if you can wriggle your way out of your fate."
Yeah, the man is dragged here by the runner that you sent. And just like last time, a small group of folks will come and see what's going on as the prisoner gets dragged out to Archie and Captain John and Nilrum on the docks. And you can hear the crowd murmuring as they're getting dragged forth. Things like, "Oh, this is gonna be good. I haven't seen a good execution in a while." And someone else being like, "I actually haven't ever seen Archie kill anyone. Is it true their heads explode?" That sort of excitement in the air as everyone is, ready for a little bit of blood sport. You make your
Archie
remark.
is basking in this attention a little bit,
Yeah.
or quite a lot actually.
Yeah. People are pretty excited. You make your remarks to the cleric. And his eyes drift to Nilrum.
Nilrum's at the height of his
Arrogance.
his arrogance. Yeah, he is A god in his mind bowed down to him. The other gods can't touch him. Nilrim he's at a peak. He's smiling. You've never seen him this happy.
As the guy comes forward, I'll whisper to Nilrim. I say, I don't know what you look so pleased for, Nilrim. There's plenty more where he came from.
Well, I'm a lord now, Captain.
Are you the one?
I am Nilrim the Maleficent. If it is I who you wish to speak with.
He
You
gazes
wish to have
over
a
you.
private conversation, my good friend.
He shakes his head. Come with us. If you care at all for these people around you, if your friends here are important to you, if you wish to see the survival of this village you have created, come with us, far away across the seas. Gods wish for your presence. They wish to speak with you. Come with us.
The gods can talk to me here very well at any time through you.
He
If
lifts
your
his
deity
head.
wish to speak with me. Okay.
No, go ahead.
If your deity wished to speak with me, I'm sure that he could talk directly to you, and then you could send the messages.
That's the
He-
case.
I'm a
You
busy
best hurry
man.
the fuck up.
I'm a
He-
busy man, so let's get on our way.
He turns his head to the sky and calls out, Tempos! Great god of fate, great god of time, I am your humble servant. I am here doing your holy quest. I am here searching for Nilrim the Maleficent, and I have found him. Tempos, hear my cries.
I look around.
It's kind of quiet for a moment. Doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen, really. You know, you've got that, the clouds overhead are kind of dark today. You know, there's a few patches of blue sky that you can see through them. There's maybe some distant rain over the sea, but over here it's just kind of, you know, a nice warm wintry day on the Dardanelles.
Don't worry, bud. You're not the first cleric who couldn't get their god to message them, come out when I arrived, and you certainly won't be the last. Maybe try
Well,
again.
While we wait, let's get things prepared. Lads, tie him up against a wall.
All right. A suitable wall is found. There's kind of a short wall that people would use to lean things against at the end of the dock. On the shore side of the end of the dock.
It has to be high enough that his head is on the wall, or he
It's
can
pushed against a
maybe-
wall. Yeah,
'cause
you
we
could
need-
find an
we need
old
to-
ruined building that would have been like the harbor master's office at the end of the dock. That's mostly collapsed, but still part of the wall is high enough. And someone will like put a rope round his neck and toss it over the wall and tie it nice and tight so that his neck and head get pulled back against the wall. Are his hands free presently?
I mean, I don't know. I think he's probably still tied up, right?
Yeah, I think so too. He will raise his bound hands together above his head and call out again, using the name of his deity, Tempos. The great God who judges us all, who brings us forward, who guides our hands and our fate. You have asked me to come to the Ardennes. You have told me this is where I will die. And I am here, and I have found him. I have found him. Tempos! And in response, there's a low rumble of thunder across the sky. A little flash of lightning, but no bolt to be seen anywhere, just a quick brightening of the sky. And a small amount of rain begins to fall in an isolated area right around the end of the town and into the water a little bit. But you can see out to the sea and see that it, 500 feet from you, it's not raining. And the keep isn't being hit by rain. It's just like maybe a, 500-foot wide patch of rain.
I whisper to Archie. Ready to do your thing, buddy?
Well, finally,
Always, Captain.
Nilrim
Always.
says.
All right. Someone
Let's hear
go
what
get
you're-
sail. Tell him it's time.
Well, wait, Captain. I want to hear what. It seems like he got his god's attention. Let's see what he has to say.
I don't know if you've been paying attention, though. It rains around these parts quite often.
Seems interesting, Captain. Let me muse for a few minutes then, please.
Well, I'm sure Sail will walk slow enough.
Well,
He calls out to
That's right.
Tempos once more and sort of lets out a long, slow breath. Takes it in again, and his eyes fix on you, Nilrum. We have found you. We are coming. Are you ready?
do I feel like this is him, or do I feel like this is?
Yeah,
like,
it's
a
totally just the
deity? Oh, okay,
cleric.
it's just
Yeah,
him.
it's
Okay.
definitely him. Just some fucking dude pretending like he's all powerful.
I'm not interested in talking to you. I'm interested in talking to your deity. See what he has to say. You're but
Come.
a pawn in his game. You're not one of us.
Come with me,
Not
then.
leaving the Dardannes. Not
Our
leaving
ship
the Dardannes.
will take you to the place for the gods to question you. Come with us.
I'm not leaving the Dardannes. If they would like to talk to me, they can do so right here. I'm not playing into their game. They meet on my terms, not theirs. And no one will call out for Tempos. Tempos, what is it you have to say to me? Say it right here in front of me and all my friends. Let's hurry this up. I don't need your little clerics coming here day after day getting slaughtered.
Yeah. There's a little bit of distant rolling thunder like there is most days out here in the Dardannes. Nothing to be concerned about. But the cleric seems to take it as a sign of divine intervention, these ordinary occurrences, and looks at you and says, "We see you now, Nilrum.
Okay,
We see you."
I want to do something. Because I talked to Rohi, and he seemed real cool with me. Pretty much, it sounded like in the message that I can do whatever the fuck I want. I think the jig's up at this point with the Rohi stuff. But out of character, I don't want to do this unless Sale's comfortable with it. Or like Potato is comfortable with it.
Sail's on his way, so
He's on
Yeah,
his
well,
way.
I'm gonna ask out of character because Norum would do it now. Norum at this point kind of wants to call out to Tempos and just say something along the lines of, "I've talked with Rohi. What do you have to say? I've talked to one of the other gods, the gods down below," or something like that. Because I think that will provoke a response, but I don't want to fuck up your whole current quest of like keeping it secret, keeping it safe. I just felt like that's kind of already messed up anyways.
Yeah, that's kind of already torpedoed.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But don't
think
say it to a
this-
cleric though. Well, I mean, one second.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, what I was planning on doing off screen was to like actually see if I could talk to Rohi and do like omen reading or figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do in this situation, what he wants me to do. So,
Yeah, I just don't want to mess
I mean,
up the spot.
if you feel like this is your in-character thing to do, then you should do it then.
I think Nilrum's at like the height of his like arrogance, and I think that him feeling like a god just bowed down to him, kind of, or is it the bare minimum giving him like the reins to do whatever? I think he feels like this is his moment to like, in front of the other gods and everyone, make his announcement. So if you're cool with it, I'll do it. But if not, then I can skip it. It's fine.
I wish Sale had told you his full dream, but go ahead. No, just
Yeah,
do what you
get
think
the
is right
dream.
for your character.
Okay, upon hearing the cleric with his arrogance again, Nilrum will call out and say, Tempos, with Rohi on my side, I am unstoppable.
Nilrum,
What is it you have
What
to
are you
say to
doing?
me? I'm not leaving to your pitiful island. Speak to me now, or forever hold your peace.
The cleric starts saying, "Rohi, Rohi, Tempos, do you hear that? Rohi."
I go up to Nora and put a hand on his shoulder and sort of drag him back a little bit and say, "You forget yourself, wizard. Watch your tongue." And we wait for Sail so Archie can smash this
Yeah,
guy's
Nilrum
face.
will
The
call
crowd
out
is-
one more time.
The crowd begins to shout and cheer, "Get him, Archie! Get him! Bash his face in!" Who's Rohi? I don't know.
Nilrum will call out one more time. Tempo, speak now.
Tempos does not answer you.
Good.
It's like he doesn't even exist.
I call out to the crowd of pirates. I say, "Where is Sail? Get him here now!"
The crowd parts a little ways as folks look around, and you can see Sail walking towards people, entering the zone of rain now, perhaps looking curiously as there's a stark divide between rainy zone and non-rainy zone. But I'll let you take it from here, Sail, as the crowd splits and you can see this man tied up to a wall, shouting, "Rohi! Tempos!" at the top of his lungs.
I'm genuinely staggered and shocked to see him shouting the name. A bolt of ice goes down my chest as I realize that, like, I was going to get away with maybe a couple of people who are close to me knowing the name, but this completely random cleric is like screaming the name that I was supposed to keep secret, on warning of pain of death. Now, I have been a faithful servant of Rohi, but this moment chills me to the bone. This is like a come to Rohi moment.
I think I start walking up to Sail as he's walking towards us.
You leave Nilrum unattended as you walk to Sail. Nilrum, is there anything you're going to do when John lets his hands off you?
The cleric's just still screaming, right?
Yeah, he's calling out
Like a
Roki
fucking
and
madman?
Tempos into the rain over and over again. The thunder begins to roll more frequently.
Sail.
I'll
Nilrum's
just
out of control.
So fucking badass.
I'll just say, your god is just like the other deities. I'm not even sure that they exist. Besides the clerical powers they give to their clerics, he ignores you just like everyone else. Your words fall on deaf ears. My cleric will deal with you, and then Norm will kind of like turn his back to the storm cloud that's kind of brewing and walk away.
As you begin to recede, the cleric of Tempos calls out to you, "Who is he? Who is Roki? What is this name? Why are we here? Tell me, Nilrum. I'm a dead man. Tell me."
You don't know. Nilrum smirks.
I
You'll
don't.
see change is coming, and then I'll walk away.
Thinking incredibly quickly on my feet, I realize that he doesn't know who or what Roe is, and so I get over my shock and I say to John, "What the fuck happened here? You've killed us all, but I have an idea." And I step
Me?
forward. Aren't you with me?
Well, I think Archie's back with next to Nilrum.
Mhm.
I say, I didn't do anything. Nilrum's uncontrollable. He forgets himself.
Gee,
This must be ended now. Did you
you
speak
can
to
say
him?
you can say that again. And I walk forward, and I take out my sandstone dagger, and I say, "I am Rohi," and I stab him and I kill him.
Yeah, you can run him through once, right through the ribs, right through the lungs, right through the heart, another time and another time until his body is completely limp, just dangling by that rope that bound his head to the stone wall. The crowd sort of cheers, like, "Yay, bloodshed!" And in other parts of the crowd are like, "Oh man, I really wanted to see Archie beat him to death." Oh.
Yeah, I turn to Archie and I say, I shrug. You can still do it if you want, I guess.
Nilrum
No,
will,
it's
under his
fine.
breath,
I'll wheel on Nilrum, and I'll say, "Why did you tell him the name?"
well, this is while you're...
Archie, we need to kill everyone here. And I
This is
immediately
why
start
you're
pushing the
stabbing the
cleric.
guy. Nilrum would have looked up, and to the sky and said, like, under his breath, like, "You know who he is, Tempos. He's coming." And then that's it. And then Archie, or Sale comes over. Nilrum will explain his, like, meeting, and I think that he thought that was like, it's time, like, we're the change, this is our coming out moment, it's no longer secretive, we've let Telemachy out, we own the Outer Rim, it's time for us to come out of the shadows.
Sale, you still turn to Archie and say we have to kill everyone here?
Yeah,
Yes,
well, I say,
we have to kill
no.
everyone here.
No. These men
You
are
too,
ours.
John, if you
They're loyal.
stand against me. They know the
How many
name.
people were here?
What the hell happened to you two on that
Like
place?
40.
Jesus Christ.
They can't know the
John.
name. They know the name.
Archie, gather them all
Who else
up.
did you tell? I'll
Let
turn
no
on
one-
Milram.
Let
You're not
no
my
one
captain,
think you-
Milram.
You're not
John.
killing my men.
What are we doing?
Well, it sounds like we're putting these two in the fucking dungeons unless they remember who's in charge here.
How
Let's
close
step
are we
up
to
to
the
Milram.
ocean?
Close. You're right at the edge of the docks. The waves are not too far.
I've been thinking about this one for a minute.
John, can we please gather them up? I don't want to kill them either, but we
What,
need to have
so
a
you can
conversation
lightning
with
bolt them?
Dale.
No, you need to shut the fuck up for 5 minutes in your stupid life and listen. Sail, you need to calm down.
Hold
We're
on.
not killing
You're
our
getting
men.
it. Hold on.
Archie, what are you doing? It's getting chaotic in here. You're muted, I think.
I think he's thinking.
Oh, okay. Silence falls across the group. Tensions are high. Sale's calling for everyone to be killed. Nilram wants them to be rounded up. John's threatening to throw people in the brig. People look onward in, shock and awe. It's what's happening. Clearly, there's some sort of huge power at play.
I look at Archie to
Standing-
make sure whose side he's on here.
Yeah, I'm standing
right.
protectively. I'm standing protectively in front of John and anticipating their own to fire like magic missiles or some shit.
No,
No,
no one's not gonna fire magic missiles, but he is gonna dimension door out of there.
Has
Hang on.
Has everyone here gone through the ritual, like at this colony?
No.
No.
There's plenty of people here who are just folks that you settled on this island just to get it up and running who haven't gone through the ritual. But as everyone is standing and watching in the rain,
No. Nilram's
Nilram?
not casting spells without an initiative roll, sorry.
Sure.
sure, yep, that's true. Give me a D10 plus 1 for initiative, Nilram. Ooh.
You'll
John,
hear him cast verbal. You've probably
Yep.
heard the spell before.
Well,
it's a
I don't care.
fast spell. John, go ahead and roll me
Is-
initiative. I want you to add a plus
I'm letting
1
you know
because you
out
do
of
this in
character.
reaction.
You're about
Uh,
to PvP Nilram, and that's fine. I don't mind losing my character, but I'm letting you know that that is going to happen because I'm going to play
I'm
my
saying,
character
yeah, that's fine. We're
Okay,
clearly
I'm
in
just letting you know.
conflict, though. I'm not gonna keep
Yeah,
letting you
that's
cast
fine.
spells.
Go for it.
I
That's
haven't got
totally fine.
spellcraft. I don't know what spell that is, so.
Nope. And you're going to have to add 1 to your initiative because you're reacting to something rather than, going at the same time. But that's fine. What are you doing,
Yeah.
Captain
Same
John?
Same for me. D11 plus 1.
D10 plus 1 plus your weapon speed, which I think is 0. Yeah, because you're Archie. Of course.
So just D10 plus 1.
Yes, please. Ooh, he's fast. They're all fast. All right. Nilram, throws out his arms, begins to chant the words to Dimension Door. It's a fast spell, but Archie is faster. What are you going to do, Archie, when you see
try
Nilram
to
starting to
just-
cast a spell?
Hold him. I try to hold him in a chokehold and try to hold like his hands behind his back or something.
Yeah, with a dedicated
to,
action
yeah,
and your
pretend.
incredible strength, it's pretty easy to interrupt his spell and bind his hands by sheer
Well,
luck.
that doesn't interrupt it. verbal.
Oh, it's verbal only. Yeah, I'm going to need you to make me an attack roll to see if you can get him a chokehold, because that would absolutely interrupt the verbal components of it. You got to hit Nilram's AC to grab him.
14, 15.
And then I think we need to do an opposed strength check to see if you can get him in that chokehold or, some sort of head grip.
Almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah, that should be easy for you, Archie. Give me that attack roll, sir.
Attack roll. Sorry.
It's all good. Easy. You grab hold of him and oppose strength checks. Yeah, very quickly you interrupt his spell. You jolt his head, you grab him around the neck. It interrupts the words that he's saying. He's pinned-ish to you. John takes a turn.
Seeing Nilram's spell interrupted, I turn to Sail and say, Sail, do we have a problem here?
I also just like making sure that I'm not like trying to kill Neal or anything. Just say, let's calm down, Magic Man. Okay, we're crew. Let's just calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the absolute chaos unfold and the panic and the fact that I'm not drowning on land, I take a deep breath. I say, we have a really big problem, but maybe there's a way out.
Got a few big problems, I think.
We've got a lot of problems.
Let's talk about it intelligently. Let's not overreact in the moment here. And I nod at Sail and I turn back to Nilrim.
John, we have the same problem. If people know his name, we'll die.
I understand, but let's just think on it. We can't just kill everyone here. I'm not going to allow that.
I'm not going to let you kill me.
That's fine. I'm not going to kill you as long as you don't try and slaughter all our men here that pledged their
Nobody's
allegiance
gonna
to us.
kill
They
anyone
came here
between
because
us.
they trusted us.
Magic Man, are you good?
Yeah, I go up to Nilrim.
Nilrim will stay silent.
Nilrim,
Yeah, we
don't
got
make
it.
this harder than it needs to be.
I'm going to turn around and walk to the shore, and I'm going to go try and have a consult with Rohi.
Yeah, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away to the shoreline. You can head down there. The waves lap against the sand. The cool rain falls down. What are you gonna do?
I am going to just walk into the ocean and basically tell the story. I'm going to call to Rohi and I'm going to describe the exact events, basically call to him all the events that just happened, with a query of like asking him for guidance. Like, I need a sign of how I should approach this problem and how I can fix this issue.
Sail walks into the sea, asking for guidance. On land, Archie has his arms wrapped around Nilrim's neck. Captain John is turning to who?
Nilrim, I'm speaking to Nilrim. Nilrim, sorry I had to come to this, but I couldn't just let you start casting spells after what Sail was saying. We don't have an issue here, as long as we can calm down and talk things out. But there's no more dangerous enemy on this fucking set of islands than you. And if you think I'm going to let you walk out of here with me as an enemy, you've got another thing coming.
And I
Or
think
we're
Kill
crew.
me, Captain.
Can we act like a fucking crew? Come on. We can figure this out. Just stop
did-
casting spells. We can get together. It's okay.
Wait, one question. I might have roleplayed this correctly. Did Nilrim tell us that he had said the name Rohi to someone in Arcadia?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Then I've roleplayed this very badly. I forgot that.
I see. How
Oh,
far?
I saw
That-
that.
I thought so. I would still kill the cleric, but I wouldn't want to kill all the people around. So that would be
Well,
the major change.
They all
We
know
think
just
just
got
that.
a
the
little out of
conflict
hand.
between the party.
Yeah.
Nilrim, listen, we keep our word here, right? You give me your word that you're not going to do anything fucking crazy, and Archie's going to let you go, and we can talk this out.
You don't trust me even to cast a spell around you, Captain. My word means
He's telling
nothing
you.
to
He's telling you to kill all of the crew, and you start casting spells. What do you expect me to
I
do?
told you that I didn't want to kill the crew. I said I want to round them up and let's have a conversation.
Every time you round
Yeah.
people up, they end up getting blown the fuck up.
Then let's do that and not cast any spells yet. Can we agree on that? You can understand that we freaked out a little bit, right?
Oh, I understand completely.
Okay. Then let's
Nilrim, I'm
calm
going to
down.
need
Give us
your...
your word that you're not going to go crazy, and I'm going to let you go.
Please.
Give us your word.
I have your word.
Let me go.
I'm going to give you one last chance, Nilrim.
Nilrim's quiet.
I turn to the crew. I'm so... Can I know something about wizards? Can I just gag him to stop him casting spells, or do I have to cut out his song?
Yeah. You can probably gag him. That seems like it would work, right? It's the sounds that he's got to make, and also the finger movements and the material components. You know, it's verbal somatic material, so you got to stop him from moving his hands. You got to stop him from talking, and you got to keep his shit off of him and out of reach. Right?
I look at him. I wait for you to answer. I give you a minute.
And I
Nilrim
think
is going to stay
this
silent.
is where we
You-
take our break, and we'll come back on the other
Fuck
side.
you, Neal.
Yeah,
Fuck
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. The rain is falling down. Nilrum is held by Archie. Sail has walked into the sea. John is threatening Nilrum. And Sail, you realize here in the sea that... What do you realize?
I realized that this whole thing with the cleric and the White Prince has had me very stressed lately. I haven't been sleeping. I've been having nightmares about drowning. And I wasn't thinking clearly. And I realized that these people and these cleric, some of them already knew Rohi's name. And that killing all of them isn't necessary. And that I don't need Rohi's guidance because I know what to do. I know
Excellent.
what we have to do. And so before I reach the ocean, I stop. And I just take a big breath. And I just like, the kind of, thing where it's almost like catharsis. You've just been under so much stress, but now you're like determined and you get that kind of calm that comes over you. And I turn around and I return to the village.
I look
And I
over
say-
my shoulder, see Sail.
Sorry, guys.
Nilrum's being very calm while he's held. Unnaturally calm.
You good now, Sail?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, it's just been a long time. It's been a long 3 years. I don't know how long we've been doing this now, but I forgot so much, and we don't have to kill everyone here. And I think you should let Nilrum go because I've never seen him look that calm.
I walk up to Sail and offer you a hand.
I'll take the hand and I'll say, but we do need to make them take the ritual.
I nod.
They know
I'll
his name.
Walk back over to Nilrum. Nilrum, maybe things got a little bit heated there. I'm sorry. I overreacted. Can we move past this? I don't want to make an enemy of you. I'm not going to let myself make an enemy of you. But if we're good, if we're good, we're good.
Is
If I
Nilrum still in a
see-
chokehold? You're muted, I think, Koibu.
Sorry, until Archie says he releases you, you are still in a chokehold.
Nilrum can't speak then.
Oh, well, if he can't speak, then Archie can...
I mean, the chokehold doesn't have to be blocking off his
Yeah, no,
windpipe.
I wasn't
Yeah.
gagging him. Yeah, I was just.
Yeah.
You just need to stop you being able to cast the spell, so you can talk, yeah.
Yeah.
Nilrum will go to whisper in the captain's ear.
Okay, I take a step forward.
Do you want to whisper so Archie can't hear, but the captain can?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that,
He's, like,
it's a
right
very
in the ear.
low whisper. Okay.
You messed up. Say you're sorry again, and all will be forgiven.
Oh, exactly. Did I mess up?
I told you I wasn't going to kill them. I said I just wanted to round them up and we could have a conversation with Sail. They just start whispering to each other. You didn't believe me? You didn't trust me. And now, I need an apology. You don't have to do it in front of everyone, but I do need to hear the words. Again.
The men have to understand that I've got their back. But you're right, I should have trusted you. I'm sorry I didn't.
Nilrum calms down. He stops being uneasy. He kind of like slants down.
I give Archie a nod. Let him go.
I release him.
Everyone
Nilrum goes to
murmurs.
cast a spell. Nilrum goes to cast a spell. What do they do?
Does anyone want to interrupt him?
Okay.
I will take the dodge action.
Which one are you casting?
You can
Well, one
DM
of
me
those
which
rolls
one it is.
right.
Yeah, DM me which one's correct.
We can't roll all three, then tell me say which one he's casting.
Well, I'm sure he knew which one he was casting when he rolled them.
Okay. Well,
So here's the problem. Archie does not know what you guys whispered about. But he trusts John enough to... Like, here's the thing, right? Basically, if John said to, like, if they had a private conversation, John said to release him, he trusts John enough to do that knowingly that nothing fucked is going to happen and that whatever happens next is planned, so Archie will not interrupt Mr.
Okay.
Yeah.
And John doesn't do anything?
No.
No room dimension doors 1 foot away. He just had to test the reaction.
All right. You
there's
disappear and
a
reappear, just like whoop, slightly into the side.
I think there's like a holding of the breath as he's casting this spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Noram reels her around and says, whispers in John ear, our trust is back. Good.
Archie will
I
extend
tend-
his hand. Archie will extend his hand to Noram. Sorry, brother. I was just protecting the crew.
He shakes her hand and he whispers back in John's ear, I apologize as well. I should have told you what spell I was casting.
No worries. I turn back around and project my voice. All right, lads. You heard Sail. Everyone's got to undergo the ritual. You've heard things that no man should hear. And if you go to sleep tonight without doing it, you'll be waking up with water filled in your lungs and drown in your sleep. So everyone line up. They're heading to the sea.
Someone shouts from the back of the crowd.
I
Noram will
walk
go
up
over
to
to Sail and, oh, sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I walk up to the guy who shouted that.
Oh yeah,
But you
people
can
make
speak to
way
Sail.
as you stalk into the crowd, and the one person, then his neighbors clearly heard him say these things, back away from him, leaving him isolated and looking around. His eyes go wide with terror as John, the undead sea captain,
I draw my rapier.
he puts his hands up. Just asking, Captain. Just asking.
I fucking gut him right in the stomach.
Holy
The
shit.
blade runs him through. I'm sure, unless you roll like a natural 1, because he's not really dodging. He's just like backing up and afraid.
Well,
Yeah.
if anyone can roll a natural 1 in this case, it's probably me.
It is you, but this time you hit him, and it goes through, and it comes out, and he jumps to the ground, and he's dead.
Noram goes up
Well,
to
no,
Sail.
he's dying, right? Sail can maybe still save him. No? Okay,
Sure.
let him die.
I mean,
What's
if
the
you
damage?
really,
Do the
if you
damage then.
call Sail over to him and try
No,
to
fuck it,
stabilize
let
him,
him-
but
Let
isn't
him
the
die,
whole
take
point?
7 damage.
Yeah.
I turn back around to the crew. None of yous be saying that name out loud. Now line up.
Noram
Keep your
goes
mouth
up
shut.
to Sail and whispers in his ear, I didn't mean for any of this to happen, brother. When I spoke with him, it seemed like it was our time to come out. And in front of Tempos himself, I thought, I guess I should have asked. I'm sorry.
Nilram, you are yourself. You will do as you do. But I fear that we're throwing rocks at dragons.
I understand. Maybe we should both go and have a conversation with him. It seemed to me like it was... Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I overstepped. Maybe I overjudged. It seemed to me
Maybe-
like he was clear.
I'll kind of nod and I'll be like, you could be right. He said it to you and not me, and I've just been so paranoid these last few years that it's... I'll start like laughing a little bit and I'll be like, it's driven me a bit mad.
All of this was planned out, Sail. I point up to the sky that's probably a little bit rumbling still.
Mm-hmm.
The deity of fate is here. We were meant to be brothers. We were meant to follow Rohi. All of this was fate. And not even he can stop it. Now come,
I'll start to be
Norm will put his
convinced.
arm around your shoulder. Norm is manipulating the fuck out of you. Out of character. Yeah.
I'll start like nodding because you had a conversation with Rohit that I didn't have.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just like trust you and take your word and be like, you know what, maybe it is time. Even if like my instinct is like, well, maybe it isn't time, guys. Maybe we should be a little
Yep.
more careful.
Let's go greet him as the Dengars. And I think
Right.
Norm and Sail
Yes, my
will
lord.
kind of like walk to the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The 40 people or so assembled on the dock here will line up, sharp into attention, boots together, hands at the sides. There's still other people in the back of town that didn't come out, but they are seeing everyone begin to form up, and some folks come running, hurrying to join the line. Others hang back, watching with curiosity.
Yeah, only the ones who are here have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't hear, it's fine. But if they want to do it, they can. And I think we probably spend like the rest of the day,
Hours.
and
Mhm.
maybe even into the night, with Sale
Yep.
doing the ritual and all these people.
I think
as
we
I
go
get
down
into it-
first to talk to him.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the captain and Archie are ordering all the people and gathering them together and giving them a once over, making sure everyone's in good shape. The two of you make it to the sea first, just, behind that wall where the man is dead, down in the water.
Oh, we should probably sacrifice the corpse when we get a chance. In case anyone forgot.
You want to do that now, after everything else? Does it matter? Does the order
Yeah,
matter?
I'll do it. As we're walking ashore, I'll say to Neal, we should bring the body.
Yeah,
He likes
sim-
them.
It's a simple thing to unhook the rope and drag the corpse down by its neck, toss him into the sea, call out Rohi, and soon the body is
Normal.
gone.
As we're grabbing the body, Normal call out, Captain, is it okay if me and Sale go to the sea?
I shrug. Of course.
I nod.
All the people here, you're asking the captain for permission. And the two of you are soon down by the sea.
I offer the body to Rohi. I push it out into the water. I throw it out off the dock, and I say, Rohi, take the corpse of one of your enemies.
And he does. The dark tentacles are already
Nilda
here, waiting.
grabs Sale's hand and they both jump in.
Yep. And I call out Rohi's name as we jump.
Nilrim is a bit scared at this moment, but I think that his arrogance is that he's correct and it was time to announce it. He's pretty certain.
The two of you jump into the sea, calling out Rohi, calling for the dark underwater god, as you toss the body of the cleric of Tempos in. And submerged under the waves, you are. Well, you'll open your eyes down here, and the two of you are holding hands, right? As brothers do.
Yep.
Yep.
And there are those violet eyes looking at you. You can see the body of the priest, the cleric, being wrapped by some not amorphous, but some long, lengthy, bluish colored tentacle that wraps around its midsection and just pulls it into the darkness and away and out of sight, while those eyes just stare in your direction.
I guess I'll start.
Well, I'll open up by asking. And
I think we both try.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
We'll just roll initiative. Let's see who goes first.
Neither of you can
Oh,
actually
man.
verbally speak,
Yeah,
so
it's like mental. So he's probably hearing them both at the same time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
either one of you can be the first two to speak in
Well,
the real
we'll both
world,
just
but in
talk and
character,
Rohi- yeah, correct.
yeah.
So Nilrim will say, Rohi, I thought I understood your message well. It seemed like this was as great a time as any to come out and convince my servants of our true calling. I hope I have not angered you. Sale seems to be quite upset, for he thought something completely different. And then Sale blabbers.
I will say, I thought we were to remain in the shadows. Is now the time for us to emerge. I thought we should I thought we should control the entire rim before we moved out into the open. I'm so used to hiding. I'm so used to hiding that I'm terrified to step into the light.
Koibu is typing to me and everyone in the chat, so give him a few seconds.
Yes.
No worries.
Thank you for not. I'm glad it didn't come to blows, Nick.
I was just saying in the chat, I think Neal might have saved the campaign with that break there.
Yeah.
It's This is like probably the second character that I think I'm playing like to its actual, like playing the character rather than playing to like
Playing
be
the game.
powerful and playing the game,
Mm.
yeah, etc. The first one I would say was probably either Anton or Ebner. So I really want to play the character of Nilrim, whether he's gonna die, whether he's gonna live. I just want to do him justice, and I
Absolutely. I think,
Yep.
to be honest, I think we're all doing that, which is why the
Yeah,
campaign's
absolutely.
going so well.
totally.
I think Nilrim is probably the most interesting character in the party. So like you've played him really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Just-
started out with him being like super hard, super cold, just like willing to do whatever for anything, and then he kind of like realizes that doesn't work, and then I'm trying to like have him.
Transform.
Now he's on like a Yeah, he's transforming. Now he's on like a manipulation arc, where he's even like manipulating Saol, and he believes that he's manipulating the deity as well, because the deity's saying like everything's for you, blah blah blah, blah. And Noram's like, well, yeah, of course, it's for me.
That kind of arrogance could be a downfall.
That's
actually an
true.
interesting character.
This character was meant to die when those fucking bears shot out of the
That's
the
true,
world.
yeah.
How did you even
Yeah.
escape that? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think I jumped into a
The
tree.
rope?
I think I roped.
Did you
Yeah,
dimension
actually, I think I
door?
dimension doored or I jumped into a tree, and then you guys came and saved me.
Rope
Right.
trick? Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, and Potato, you had said that you were used to hiding in the shadows and is now the right time, yada, yada, yada.
Etc. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like basically, I need like a objective update, right? Previous
Mhm.
objective, take control of the rim, did all that kind of stuff, and now I'm like, oh, are we like moving into the open and getting into action?
While you're down there, nice to find out what the fuck we need meant to do about all these clerics.
I think that is our next big thing after this
Some luck, yeah.
message. Koibu, can I say what the message was?
Let me finish typing to Potato, and then you
Yeah, yeah.
can say whatever you want.
Cool. I'll probably respond to this after you're done too.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. I think it's more interesting if you play the game to play characters rather than to like be good at the game. I think that's
Definitely,
like
yeah.
that's like
As
there's
we-
like level 1 playing D&D. It's like I'm gonna make a really strong character, and then there's like level 2 character. It's like I'm gonna make a really shit character that is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
There's a thread at the moment in the Reddit where they're talking about the advantage of 2e over 5e. Somebody made a good point about how the fact that basically everyone just plays humans in 2e and there's only like 4 classes means that you can't rely on the crutch of having like a weird
Flavor.
race, weird class to define your character, and you've kind of got to define it through roleplay, which I think is actually a really good reason that I'd not thought about before.
True.
Yeah, it's like the less resources you have in your character building, like mechanically, the more you have to actually do that legwork in gameplay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. I think it's right. And you can see that sort of creativity is actually probably true everywhere. Like artists with limited materials make interesting art out of limited materials, or even like
Yeah.
video games when they were being made on like really shitty chips. They had to like
Yeah.
Like the
figure out how
crazy
to do
stuff they had to
music
do for sound. Yeah. The music
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff was wild.
to the point where that's now like a thing that people emulate, even though we have the technology to not have that limitation.
Yeah, it's like a big general idea that like restriction kind of fuels creativity, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's to a point, because obviously, like if you don't have any art supplies, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
So you need like a bare minimum. Although then again, maybe.
These messages must be crafted carefully.
when a deity speaks to you, the wording needs to be slightly precise.
How's the UK, Nick? Is it getting cold?
It's been getting cold for about 3 weeks now. It is now cold.
It's snow there?
Nah. I didn't really have a snows here in like January, maybe. I don't know why.
That's not too bad.
But it's mostly just fucking wet and rainy.
Apparently Toronto gets like, not inches, but like feet of snow when it snows. So I have never dealt with that. I think
that's
usually
crazy.
it'd be like, oh, you get like 6 inches or like, 7 inches and then the roads are bad. But apparently this place gets fucked.
Yeah, I see a lot of pictures of people in Canada with like super thick snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was speaking to my friend about it. And he was saying how his girlfriend's from Banff, is it? Somewhere in Canada.
I haven't heard of that
Like
yet.
a tourist place, but near Calgary.
Mm.
And he was saying that like it's weird because it'll be like full on snow outside, but because there's like it's dry, there's no like humidity in the air. As long as you've got like a big coat on, it's actually like pretty
Not too bad.
nice to go out. Whereas in England, it could be like a lot warmer, like maybe like 0 degrees, but it's like windy and it's raining and it's
Yeah.
just like, it's horrible to be outside.
In Ohio, it would get to like -20 wind chill.
All right, sorry for all the typing. Needed to be done. So you've gotten you both said your words, and you've gotten your individual messages back in private.
No one
if
will
there's
respond back,
yeah.
and I'll read it out if that's fine.
Why don't you just respond, and then you can tell everyone
Okay.
in character what Rohi told you later.
Nilworm responds with, which enemy? The White Prince or the clerics? Okay. And he'll ask one more question if he can. Why are you here and not with them up there?
That's a good question. That's an arrogant question, isn't it? Actually,
No answer. Okay.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
Sale,
it's pushing it a bit.
you asked your questions. You posed the problem of your situation, and you've gotten an answer. Do you have anything that you need to reply, or is this a solid enough answer for you to be satisfied?
I'll think for a moment. And I will say thank you for clarity.
Mm-hmm. You both rise to the surface, propelled and pushed by some force below, speeding your ascent until your heads break the water. And you can see John and Archie lining up sailors and workers down by the sea, those who have heard and seen what has happened here today. And it is your duty now to give them all the test.
No one will give, I guess, like, as we come out of the water, are Sale and I still holding hands? Were we able to maintain contact the entire time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think you come back to me talking to the group as I see a sail coming. I'm just going to try and prepare them for what's to come. And I say, ready yourselves, men, for your faith will be tested and your hearts will be peered into. Put aside and love the old gods and get ready to embrace the new. And you'll walk out of the ocean stronger than before you entered it. But if your faith falters, then you may never return.
On our walk back, I think Nilram will slow it down. My arrogance was my downfall. I was a fool. I'm sorry, Sale, but I think I don't know what he told you, but he told me that our campaign for the White Prince seems like it'll go on pause. We need to lose the clerics of the gods above.
Sale.
Sale's absorbing this information.
Okay.
And he says, There is a storm coming,
I know.
and I am that storm. And I just keep walking.
Shit.
All right. There are
Think
40
too.
people here to be brought to the sea. The first 10 go without a hitch, each one rendered true and good and worthy in Rohi's eyes, but the 11th pauses.
When they come out, I ask them if they heard anything or saw any visions to wait in the tavern.
Yeah, they go right to the tavern then. The 11th, though, pauses near the seashore and looks at you and shakes his head and goes, I'm not ready. I'm afraid. I don't think I can do this. I can't even swim.
You don't need to swim. And I shove him in.
He begins to try and crawl his way out of the ocean, like tries to scoop his way back up the shore.
I use Turn Undead on him.
He goes down.
Do we
And
all see the tentacles?
No.
I want it to be like a theatrical whipping him into the sky type.
Yeah. I mean, you push him off the pier, right? He grabs onto a pylon and tries to make his way down to the beach and grab into the sand and pull himself up. And as he does this, you bring the tentacles, which drag him into the shore. And the only thing of him that washes up is a boot that sort of tosses back on the shore and lands on the sand right at John's feet.
I look at the boot. I look at the crowd. And I give them a look.
We're not finished here, I'll say. I'll grab the next person. Have faith, and you will return.
Norm will start helping you grab people and toss them in.
Yeah. Of the remaining ones, not a single one is rejected by Rohi. Each one is here to stay. Only that one person didn't make it. Only the one who doubted, who feared, who was filled with, I don't know. I guess we didn't talk to him long enough to know what he was filled with. But not love for Rohi, that's for certain. And soon these 40 people have been tested and found worthy. And the party can gather in the tavern, wet, soaked to the brim. There's a whole bunch of people on Sulfur Island who did not participate in this situation, who weren't there for the cleric or any of these words or any of these trials.
Yeah, but we'll get to them eventually.
Yeah. You brought everyone into the tavern for a reason, John.
Well, everyone, because in the past when we've done this, we've had a few people that have had visions or heard words.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has, so I was expecting it only to be like a handful, but does everyone come?
Everyone. Every last one of them.
It up, I wonder.
Well, I think we go in there and we get drinks for everyone that's been through the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And we sort of congratulate them for surviving. And then I would like to think that all the four of us as a group would go around each person, ask them what they saw, ask them what they heard, and sort of embrace them as if, welcoming them to a family.
Mm-hmm. The first person speaks up and they tell of these violet eyes they saw, and immediately everyone else in the room starts like, oh my god, I saw that too. I saw that too. It's exactly the first thing I saw, these violet eyes. And then they say that they saw Sail's face in the sea, and they saw him with his sandstone pendant hanging round his neck, or more dangling in front of his face was where the pendant would come from. But sort of in a dream, it's still round his neck, yet still dangling in front of his face. One of these mishappen, confused realities that can't quite exist. And standing right behind Sail was Captain Winters, with his head ripped off its neck. A little gap between the stump on the bottom of the neck and the stump on the bottom of the head, making it very clear that he's been decapitated. And a voice.
Okay.
Did you interrupt?
No. I just want to
Yeah.
do something once they're finished.
And a voice that says, "This is the true path, and these men will lead you to your fates."
You all heard the same?
They all had the same vision.
Oh, it speaks the truth. I've seen some of you look at me at times. I've heard the rumors. But it's time you know the truth. And I'll like pull the scarf down from my neck.
He
Say,
rips his head off.
I was killed by a foul beast in a forest on some far reach of the rim. Sail and Archie. They took me to the ocean and they brought me back. That is the power that we deal with. That's why we stand against these false clerics. And that's why we'll see them all drowned in the waves before this is through. And I think I won't put my scarf back on, I guess. I'll just kind of walk around here as I am. And I get everyone a drink. And I look, wait. And then I look. I was like, I'll get everyone a drink. And then I look over my shoulder to the bartender who's listened to all of this and hasn't gone through the ritual.
I was going to say.
I give him a finger as if, like, come here. It seems there's one more for the sea. Are you ready, friend?
The bartender nods once. He knows there's no other answer he could give. And into the sea, the bartender's thrown, and he reports a very similar image. Same thing as the others. He pledges his loyalty to Sail and to Captain Winters.
Good. Well, now we're all brothers and sisters. We'll be leaving at some point in the future. For those of you who remain on the island, speak this tale to your friends and family across the town here. When we return, I expect more of you, more of them, to be willing to go through the same thing.
I'll get John's attention. And I'll say, I don't think we have time to leave soldiers in a safe town. We need to build ships and bring everyone with us.
John, I think that we need to have a conversation.
Yes, well, let the men drink tonight. We can talk. And I think, we find a table in a back room or something like that while everyone drinks for free for the night. I'll put gold behind the bar to pay for it, Neal, if you want to tell me how much that is.
Yeah, you can drop 30 gold behind the bar. These are thirsty sailors who have been through an enormous endeavor, and drinks are expensive here since everything has to be imported.
Yep. Okay, I give the guy 30 gold, and I will, and then, retire to I get my bottle of moonshine that I'm probably having made. In fact, I think that's the point. I'm going to get the bartender to start trying to make, as high proof alcohol as he can. So I can still get drunk. So I've probably got a bottle of that or something. But anyway, I'll go by the back room, and I'll sit down at the table with my 3 primary crew members and say, so then, what's this news?
Captain, I think that we need to abandon this island. I think we need to get out of the Dardanelles for a bit. And,
get out of the Dardanelles? We can't leave, can we?
Believe that there will be an exception made now. We need to lose the clerics. We need to get them off our trail. We need to go to Arcadia. Or somewhere else out there.
We can't kill them. We can't lure them to Telemachy.
We need to make them think that we've left. In my opinion. Go ahead, Sal.
I'll say there's not enough time. We've revealed our hand too soon.
The cleric.
So we need to play aggressively.
I should have killed him before you returned.
You should have. What we need to do, in my opinion, is to make a new ship and send it where we don't go, with rumors and trails and tales of where we are and what we're doing. Every island they land on, they tell a different story about where we've gone and where we've been. So when the clerics come looking for rumors of where we are, they'll only find conflicting stories. And then second, we need to gather every able-bodied man that we can. And we need to find a way to bring down the inner islands as soon as possible, because we're out of time.
What do you mean we're out of time?
John, have you ever heard of someone being hunted by every cleric in the world, every god in the world? I think it's pretty obvious we're out of time.
And if we destroy the White Prince, then what?
Then maybe we have a chance to live a normal life as kings for a few years before someone stabs us in the back and deposes us. Not much to look forward to, But our choices are try to run and drown, try to hide and drown, throw ourselves into the task that has been given to us, and maybe we'll have an interesting life.
I look
And
at
maybe you'll
Nilram
get your
and
head back.
Archie. You both agree
I'm
with
not
this?
sure. I'll need to talk to Sale about what he saw, but I think it could go that way, or I think we could try to lose him for a year, maybe a few weeks. We leave the Dardanelles at least to throw him off our scent, and then we come back. Maybe a year past. But one thing I do know that for certain that we agree on. We might not agree on how to, but we need to lose the clerics today, tomorrow, as quickly as possible. The White Prince can wait. The clerics are the problem right now.
If we were to kill all of these people, surely another expedition like this couldn't be mounted quickly.
We kill these clerics.
If they do,
I think
we'll just kill them again.
If we kill these clerics, I fear that the gods will begin to send their chosen, who would devour us right now. The magics I can cast are but a pittance to some of the people out there. I'm developing rapidly, and so is Sale, and so are all of you, but we're just not there yet.
We thought we were lions, but we were just house cats. Even a cat that has 9 lives runs out eventually, though.
We need to
Stop
come up
talking
with an
about cats, you know,
actual.
like that.
We need to come up with a plan.
Sorry, Archie.
On how to lose them, Captain. Whether that be we leave the Dardanelles for a bit and come back, or we stay here and send ships and show that we tell people we left. But one thing is certain, the clerics need to be off of our track, and then we need to kill the White Prince. Or at least to stabilize the inner islands, to get us further to kill the White Prince.
What we had more time. Am I to believe now that Nilram, with whatever's happened with you while you've been away, you're a true believer now?
Nilram
Seven.
Turn to
nods.
Nealram.
Nilram
And I'll
nods,
say,
yeah.
I think he is a true believer.
I'm just throwing this out there, exploring all options. And given the context of what happened today, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. But if we were to give them Nilram, would that buy us time to deal with the White Prince? Or is that the end of our situation in itself?
Cut off your hand to win the war. It's hard to hold a sword if you have no hand. He's
Perhaps
the greatest
giving
weapon
them-
we have, but also
According
the greatest
to-
liability.
According to what he says it without thinking. According to what Rohi told me, that would be all of our end. If they get me, it's done.
I could say it
You
after he
bet.
says that.
I'll turn to the Nealram and I'll say, well, if they do get you, you best learn quick to give up on your dreams of the Fountain of Youth and kill yourself very fast. You should have a plan.
And
Well, John's Brophy's not going to be very pleased with this.
I personally don't give a fuck what John Brophy thinks about this.
I think we need to
John
be
Brophy
done.
can go back to our island and, yeah, I say whispering, and run that again. But this island is forsaken. They know. And I'll point up to the sky inside the building.
I should have killed that cleric.
I did say, I gave you warnings. Clerics are the eyes of their deities. They're like pillars. Or, not pillars, what's the pylons? Look,
We need to
Simple
go and
fact
get
is-
ships for these people to get out of here.
We have ships. We brought 2 more back, right?
Do we have
should
enough?
Should have 4 ships now, I think.
does this world have a word, like its own word for holy war?
We do have 4 ships, Koibu.
Yeah, we bought
Two
them
from the
from Flotsam.
Butterworths. 2 from the Butterworths.
Oh, right,
We
right. The
have
Butterworth ships. I
one-
forgot about that. Yeah.
We have one of our own that's legit, and then we have our pirate longship. Can
Yep,
4 ships get us all out?
If you wanted to evacuate this island of all people, yes, 4 ships can do it. All the supplies, too, that you've brought here and left here, yeah, it'll make the ships tight, but it can be done. The real problem is that you don't have a place to go. Your pirate base will not hold this many people.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
You would need a location. But someone asked me another question, and I already forgot it, though. Someone said...
Does this world have its own word for holy war, like crusade or something?
Yeah, you could use, crusade, or you could use, you could use jihad, you could use any of the like holy war words that we would use in the normal language, in modern English.
Yeah. I'll say we're no longer pirates. We're holy warriors in a crusade. We need to go from island to island, drown and convert as many people, and build as many ships as possible, and immediately attack the inner ring.
So we lose the clerics first, and then that's what we do.
We send these 3 ships off, tell them to come back within a year with more warriors, more soldiers. These people all know what needs to be done, and they're fanatical. We send them off with a Nilrum. They go, one goes north, one goes east, one goes west. They go to different lands, they pick up different people, maybe even, I don't know, you have another cleric, maybe she can show new people what must be done. And then in a year's time, we all meet back and we make our great assault. Does that sound decent, Sail? It'll help get the clerics off our track because there'll be 3 other ships out there doing things, stories being spread, tales being told.
I'll take out a coin and I'll say, heads or tails?
Tails.
I flip the coin. 2 is tails. I rolled a 1. Heads. Unlucky. Call it again.
Tails for Rohi's tentacles.
Ah, you got lucky. 1 in 4 chance. 1 in 4 chance that you get lucky twice. That's the chance
Tails.
they're going to give us if we split up.
Yeah. I shrug. No, not us. We don't split
Sorry.
up.
What do we do? They don't know about the base, right?
They don't know about the base, but I think... well, let's have a conversation about this. We have 2 options. 1, we stay here, where the clerics are currently searching. 2, we go off with the other ships. We split in 4 directions. And we find a new land and go out there for a year, recruit, pillage, and then we come back.
I'll be honest, guys. Maybe that could work, but that sounds more difficult than just laying an ambush for these clerics. Letting them come to the island and killing them. That's going to buy us just as much time.
The issue is that
I
we
agree.
don't... I don't think we want to anger the gods anymore and have them send even greater clerics after us.
I
Think
don't
of
think we
us
can
running...
kill that many clerics. Not all at once.
Think of us running from... We're currently running from a dog instead of running from a lion. If we kill the dog, a lion will come. And we're not ready to deal with a lion, but we can run from a dog.
Just find it hard to believe that you're that important, Norum. The gods'
Promise
chosen
you.
paladins from across the lands are going to search you out. Abandon the
take
world's other
forever.
problems.
I think that you guys should go and talk to him. You're his servants as just as the same as we are. Maybe you can have more insight to what we should do. You both should go have a conversation with him as well, if Sale agrees. I think that would be...
I think you can go chat to him if you want, but as far as I'm concerned, his message is clear. There's not enough time. We do have to deal with the clerics, but
We need to get out of here.
his message was evasion, not confrontation. Distract them, deceive them, and then
You sure
otherwise
about that?
deal with the White Prince. Crystal clear, as far as I'm concerned.
I received the same thing. We must... Nilrum's 18 in. Let's see if he remembers his exact wording. He absolutely
Yeah, he does.
He said to me, "You must throw them off your trail. Send them away somehow, else this will be your end."
Okay. When are we expecting them?
After the stunt that I pulled so foolishly, within days. I think that you two should go talk to him if you're not on board with our plan of getting out of the Dardanelles.
Is that what you think too, Sail?
I
You
think we
split
should
up?
stay in the Dardanelles, and we just sent false rumors, and we gather people and a big fleet as we can to the point where they are not a problem to us. And if they do encounter us, we can deal with them. Or at the very least scatter so they can't chase us. I think leaving the Dardanelles is death for us and this party. These 4 brothers, I'll say, and I'll look at each of them.
We need a better plan than just splitting everyone up by 4 and telling everyone to meet back in a year. We're going to
That's
deceive
not
these
the
things.
plan, Captain. My plan is a
That was-
crusade.
yeah.
We gather everyone we can. You've seen it. Those who are worthy are given the vision to follow us. We can convert as many as possible. Go from island to island and gather a host, the likes of which hasn't been seen on these islands before.
So the issue is these people, they're not warriors. If we want to go gather warriors, I know a place. We should
10
go to
peasants can drag a 10 peasants can drag a knight from his horse and turn him into mincemeat.
The White Prince's wizards and priests will destroy them all. See what Nelrum can do.
One cloud kill could kill a whole ship. I'm with you, Sail, for the most part, but I think that should come in a year's time when we gather actual stock.
We aren't ready to attack the Middle Islands. You've seen their griffins, their warships. They've got wizards and power beyond what we've seen so far. I'm on board with distracting the clerics, making a move towards our final goal, but suicide shouldn't be the way here.
If your he corrects himself. If our deity doesn't want us to leave the Dardanelles sail, he won't allow us. Your plan may come to fruition. We might be forced to do what you're saying, and I don't think it's a terrible idea. I just think if we could go to Eridon, where there's actual warriors who fought, and we could pick up some, maybe even dwarvish ones. The lands there have just been a battle for many years. We could pick up actual people of worth and come back and start exactly what you're saying.
The problem is that we're starving peasants and we have 10 coppers to buy bread, and you want to buy a night at the theater. We don't have the time.
Just as you said, though, you can convince anyone to join us. All they have to do is see. Let's just make the right people see.
He does have a point, though. We do have a lot of wealth. Enough to buy mercenaries.
We don't
That's
need
true.
to pay anyone.
We
I
don't
say
need to
we
pay
go.
anyone.
Yeah.
We go, Sail, you grab them, you show them the visions, you show them the truth, and they will convert willingly, or they will die. Let's convert the right people, and if it is not his way, if it is not his plan for us to go there, then he will prevent us. Exactly the same way as he has before.
I'll be right back, and I'll let me ask him, and I'll go to the ocean. I'll do an omen reading, and I'll basically ask, will I die if I leave the Dardanelles? My omen reading score is, I forget how to do this. It's willpower -2.
Yeah, roll it
Yeah.
in secret. What's your willpower score?
16.
Ah, yes.
That's his answer. Ah, yes, he'll die.
You're dead, Jim.
Oh, well, I was supposed to be sent
Oh,
to...
there you go.
It's fine. Yes, the answer is yes.
Yep.
I said that's the wrong chat. My bad. Okay, so while you're doing all of this, I want to flip back to Archie. Because you're sitting in the tavern having this conversation in the corner, and everyone's got these ideas, and the wizard is, you know, all super powerful and is attracting all these clerics from all over the world to them, Archie. And Sail is clearly deeply involved with converting all these people, and the captain has had his head lost and removed, and he's sort of in charge and is, you know, power brokering with the other two. And here you are, And even when you try and speak up in the middle of this conversation, everyone just like talks over you. Is Archie at all concerned that he's becoming irrelevant? That the power scale of the other ship crew members has eclipsed him? Does Archie
I don't think so.
Does Archie have a place?
I think the last encounter with Nillarim, if anything, showed him that he does have a place because he was able to stop Nillarim from doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And he is at least in some way like matched with Nillarim or can do something. I think he's not worried about that. I think Archie has a lot of confidence in his abilities to protect the party and fight. But I think what Archie is thinking about is, he didn't really think, like, he liked his life as a pirate. That always made sense to him, be a man of the sea and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't think he'd be a holy warrior waging a crusade.
Mm.
He's very caught up in this, and it's like all happening, like it all just kind of happened naturally, grew around him. Now that he's in this situation, now that it was said out loud, Archie's very concerned with where this is going and where his purpose is going to be. However, he also has been thinking about like the fact that maybe following Rohi and basically Rohi being his true captain is maybe the calling. So he does want to see where this goes, and he's obviously always going to follow John.
Okay. What about that? You were hitting the cleric earlier.
Yeah.
And it was like really hurting him. Like it was doing more damage than you would expect. And he was reacting as if you were hitting him with a steel pipe instead of your fists. What was that?
Yeah, Archie was going to bring that up to the party at the end of this. He wants to try out what happened there and see if he can maybe replicate it. Because right now, Archie isn't sure if that was the cleric or that was him.
Right. Okay. Well, the last question for Archie then. You had, before the events of this session, you had sort of a pleasant relationship with that cleric. He gave you a certain amount of serenity or security in your future, and he was, nice. And I think the two of you got along fairly well. How's Archie doing with watching someone that he would, I don't know if you would consider him a friend or not, but someone that you were pleased with having to be killed like that?
I think something reassuring about that situation was Archie was when he looked at him and the cleric was about to die, and the cleric just said that he knows his fate.
Okay.
That almost felt like Archie was being reassured that he knew his fate as well. And he might have made someone who gave him comfort, but the commands of his crew are still gonna come before that, and he won't question it because he knows that the emotions that he has towards that don't count as much as his devotion to the crew.
Okay. Well then, that's all the questions I have. Why don't we take our break right now, and when we come back on the other side, Archie can bring up his punching to his crewmates, and we can investigate that. We can get these people off an island. We can set course for a place, because as it appears to us, the clerics are coming. The White Prince is coming. Things are about to get very hot. So we'll see you on the other side of a break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. So, party, it's the next day. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So the immediate... Okay, go ahead, Archie.
I want to tell the party about what happened with my punches on the cleric, and ask the two magic users if this rings a bell for any of them.
I'm gonna guess that it's whatever Telemachy so generously gave you.
Yeah, when was the last time you punched a cleric? Have you punched normal people since then?
I think I've punched normal people and haven't noticed anything. I was always wearing my brass knuckles, though.
I'll call a believer over.
Yeah,
Stand
a woman comes
tall.
on over. She stands up at attention, her
Go ahead,
scarred
Archie,
face
if you would.
doesn't know what's happening.
All right, so without my brass knuckles, I give her a little knock.
How little of a knock are we talking here?
Like I'm knocking on a door.
Yeah. Whatever.
And then like I'm slapping her, but with my fist.
Archie's a pretty strong person. It's a pretty good blow to her face. She doesn't know why she's been summoned and is now being beaten, but after seeing the things that she has seen, she doesn't question it.
Give her a good one, Archie. See if there's a difference.
I was
I say to
giving
the
the cleric light slaps and it was already changing. If it was the case here, then it would be happening. So I guess it's happening when I punch other clerics.
Well, it bodes well for our battles to come.
Well, it depends. Perhaps it only works on clerics, or maybe if the power comes from our deity, then it would work on someone. It wouldn't work on someone who follows him. Then I would assume. So perhaps we should test a non-believer. Well, like, go out and find someone who didn't go through the ritual and get Archie to tap them too, just to double check.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do the same thing, you get the same results.
Okay.
Maybe it needs to be a believer of a stare.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we round up a believer of a stair somewhere and try it out on them.
Well, wasn't he a Tempos believer?
Tempos.
Oh,
I think it might be an anti-clerical ability.
could be. Could be an anti-us ability.
Have I yet to figure out what my amulet does, by the way?
Yes.
You're not even sure if it does anything. It didn't have some sort of magical aura on it.
I detect magic at some point, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain,
No sign.
Yeah.
Normal. I don't think chat's heard this yet, so Normal will recount his plan. What if we go island to island and we stop focusing on the humans to join us? Because I look around at the crew, I whisper, they're weak, they're feeble. What if we start focusing on the beings that the deities have forgot about, have abandoned? The orcs? I'll point to the ogre in the fucking room. The ogres, the goblins. I know last time you didn't want to work with them, but
Things have changed.
things have changed.
Well, if we need an army to slay the White Prince, then they're as good as anyone else. But I think that's more of a long-term goal here. We need to think of what we're going to do right now. We need to get people off this island if the clerics are going to be here in days. And we need to mask our trail. There's a lot of people on this island. A lot of them can't fight. I'm thinking we take those 2 ships we got from Flotsam. We load up the non-fighters. We send them in opposite directions with conflicting stories. We have them stop at islands along the way, give false rumors about where we've gone, where Nilrim's gone. Hopefully that gives us some time to buy. And then what else have we got to leverage? We've got that woman in Port Prince who we can manipulate. And the source of that power came from the Alba Island. Now, I know last time we went there, we weren't able to make much progress. But we've all changed since then, me more than most. Perhaps if those people there are vampires or undead or something, maybe they'll view me in a different light now. I can feel something changing within me, but I need to unlock it. Maybe the answers are there. On top of that, there's the dragon beneath the seas. I mean, the clerics might come for us, but Telemachy, he provides some amount of shield. Maybe we can leverage him to defend us or to help us gather power. He's looking for worshippers, right? Maybe we can find worshippers for him. There's something else I was thinking about. You know, maybe we can pitch our 2 enemies against each other. Maybe we can use the woman in Port Prince to make them think that they've arrested Nilrim. Maybe we can send the clerics to the White Prince himself. Maybe they'll come to blows, maybe they won't, but it'll at least serve as a distraction. But I've got a feeling that answers for me might lie on Alba Island. And that's on the way to Telemachy anyway.
I don't feel like I should go on Alba Island. I don't think anything is there for me. What if we drop you off, Captain? and then come back after we meet with Telemachy. It'll split us, which will be good, because we'll be able to lay low. We're gonna make it. We go talk to Telemachy because I believe Sail needs a way, or I need a way, to speak with these monsters and convince them to join us. A way that we can reliably speak. So I think the way we go about this is we convince Telemachy we're building him an army of loyal worshippers and followers. His arrogance will probably grant us a boon. It is also going against the White Prince, and that is our total goal. So we're being honest. We build him an army, us an army, to go against the White Prince, and these monsters will view him as a god.
Okay. You guys do that. You drop me off at Alba.
I think Archie
See
should
what
go
I
with
can
you.
achieve there.
I don't think we should
All
split
right.
up.
You don't think so?
I
I think,
perhaps it's safer. Maybe you could just wait outside
We
the
can
island,
wait.
dock on the ship. Give me a few days. I can
I
always
would be
report
fine with
back.
that.
What? Wait. Sorry, I don't understand why why wouldn't we go with you on Alba?
I just don't think there's anything for us there, Sail. Every time we have been, we've
Do
been.
you not
fucked
remember
over.
what you got last time? Yeah, someone was fucked, all right.
I remember, but I just don't feel like going up there a third time.
Things have changed. You don't have to go up the mountain.
I don't.
You can wait in the town below.
What if we wait in the town below and you're not there for a week, 2 weeks? When do I come after you?
Well, if I'm gone, I'm gone. I mean, I'll come back down to report. If something happens to me up there, then let's be honest. I can't cast spells, and I'm not a fighter like Archie, so I don't know how much that really impacts the plan.
Then it's settled. We're going to Alba Island and we're abandoning this island. Yes.
Yes.
May I
Yes.
alert
Yeah.
May I alert the town that they have 2 days?
I think we should try and go tomorrow.
Norm will stand up. Attention, everyone! He screams.
People snap to attention that are nearby.
You and everyone on this island are to meet us in the dock with all your belongings tomorrow at dawn.
What? What do you mean?
I will not speak again. Go now.
People.
Does anyone hesitate?
I mean, there's a moment where everyone's sort of like accepting the orders and they start to set down their drinks and murmur amongst themselves, and slowly the bar begins to disperse, except for the people who
But no
work
one
here.
sits back down.
No, the only people who sit
Okay.
back down are like the bartender who works here and Eris, who works upstairs running the brothel, and the boy who's sweeping up the pit, the spilled crockery.
Nilram will use knock to. Well, you say doors don't fling open super hard.
They will open, certainly, if there's nothing holding them back. Yeah.
Never mind. I'll just scream out, "Stop cleaning up the mess. Gather your things. Meet us at the dock. You only have but hours. Tell everyone in the town."
All
Go.
right. And with haste, the bartender and the cleaning boy will go around town gathering, spreading word about what's happening. Eris doesn't have much to grab, but she, sends off the other people who work underneath her to clean up the things that they do have. And she'll come down and speak to Sail. What's going on? Why are we leaving all of a sudden? She asks.
It would take me too long to explain.
Well, where are we going? I left my last place so I could come here and make a living for myself. You sort of promised me that I would have a place of my own, that I could run a business. I thought we were building something here.
We
No.
were, and unfortunately, and I'll kind of is Neal nearby?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Unfortunately, I had planned to take my time, but that is something I'm running out of, and I can no longer guarantee the safety of anyone on this island. I mean,
Are we headed in the same direction at least, or are you going to send us away?
can you hold a sword?
She shakes her head.
Can you?
No.
Then you don't want to go where I'm going.
Okay. And she heads back upstairs to help her underlings gather their things, and everyone will gather out by the boats in the morning, bringing all the things that can be reasonably carried, leaving heavy stuff like anvils behind. John Brophy will bring out the gold and the treasure and help organize supplies being brought out to the ships. What are you going to tell
everyone's
folks?
gathered. How
Yeah.
many people do we have?
I think on this island, you've got a couple hundred so far. And there's also the matter of the two-headed ogre who doesn't really fit on a boat.
I
Oh,
think
he fits on some of these.
I mean, yeah, but
Something
he would have to
huge.
stay on the deck. He could never go in underneath, which is fine.
That's all right.
But, it just means he'll be seen from wherever you go. Like, he's always going to be in sight unless you lay him down and throw a tarp over him, which I guess you could. Whatever. It's awkward.
Ogre can't really come with us.
Yeah.
'Cause I put
Well.
him over.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that it's come to this, but that cleric of Tempos that was here, he's not the first. He won't be the last cleric that comes here, and when they come again, they'll come in force. And unfortunately, due to your relationship with us, anyone who stays here's life is at risk. There is a storm coming, and men and women who can fight, who can wield a weapon, still have a part to play. Those of you who can't fight, you won't be forced to. There'll be ships and gold for you to move somewhere else on the rim. The White Prince's stranglehold over these outside islands has crumbled, and they're at least neutral now, if not loyal to us. So if you don't want to fight, you let me know. You go on one of these other ships, I'll make sure you're well paid. You can go and find somewhere else. But there is something that I'll ask for you. They're looking for us. They're looking for Nilrim specifically. We need you to sow dissent, spread rumors, say that we maybe go to one island and say we left the Dardanelles, go to another and say that we headed to Port Prince, go to a third and say we were killed. Spread
Make up
false
as many
rumors.
lies as you can.
So when these clerics come looking for us, they don't know where to go. Those of you who can't fight, that's the last role you'll play for us, and you'll be paid handsomely for it. And hopefully, once this is all over, once the White Prince lays dead and his empire crumbled, you'll be rewarded greater, and we can meet again then.
I
But until
want
that
to.
time, we have to stay hidden.
I want to have a conversation with Sale before all this. Is it possible that we could, anyone who hasn't already been Rohid, that we can do it now? I think that is probably fruitful to pull out anyone who doesn't believe and anyone who is somehow a spy, or anything like that. So we usually brand everyone. So we can just have like a working line. Like we look for their brand. If they have a brand, they get on a ship. If they don't, I throw them to you. You take them in. Archie or someone brands them. Then they get thrown to the ships.
Yeah.
That's totally
Yeah.
we can do that. We can
That's what
definitely do that.
And then I address the crowd again and I say, those of you who can fight, who wish to see the White Prince dead, see his empire crumble, and you've got a larger part to play, we'll find you weapons, we'll find you protection where we can, and you can come with us. But that's your choice. You won't be forced to fight. But know that glory and infamy awaits those who take up the mantle. You've got some time to think. We've got to perform rituals on those of you who haven't seen our god yet. So if you don't have the brand, make yourself known. You won't be able to hide. You'll be going into the sea to test your faith. When you emerge out of it, then you can make your decision. The rest of you that have been branded, I expect you to use this time and think carefully on what I've said and come to a decision on which path to take.
A brave hand shoots up near the front. A young woman who you recognize as one of these sailors on one of your newer ships that you've acquired. Excuse me, you say fight. Who are we going to fight? That makes all the difference.
Prince and his men.
Ugh. Head on?
No, not straight away at first. We'll need time to prepare, to train, to gather more allies.
I thought we were going to be pirates. Are we not? Or we're not doing that anymore. Now we're fighting the White Prince?
I rolled initiative.
Oh. You do roll initiative.
Do I do 44 or 3d4?
You are what level?
Oh, I did 44 plus 4.
Yeah.
That guy's a dissenter, guys. Sorry, he's got to go.
She's
14 damage.
obliterated
Rips
on the
through him.
spot. Yeah. It's a
The
dismal
White
crowd.
Prince stands for order, for the rule of law. We are pirates, and as pirates, we have to oppose him and the chains that he seeks to impose around us. Once the White Prince is dead, this place will become a bastion of freedom, of chaos, a home for pirates. Make your choices. Think clearly. And again, those of you who haven't got brands, raise your hands. You will be tested.
Well, to go through this sort of quickly, there are a few people who will try and skirt the brands and the tests. I think it's pretty easy to catch them, right? Because who's checking them? John checks them and then sends them to Sail, who then sends them to Archie for branding, and then Nilrum gives them a final check and puts them on a ship. Was that the order, I think?
Sounds right. Or John and Nilrum swap that.
Sure. John. Whoever is going to do the final check. Who's that person?
Is that a perception check or an int check?
I'm not going to tell you up front.
But the final check, so they've already gone through the ritual.
Right, so like you grab a person, you're checking everyone who's going to go onto a boat, and you find someone who doesn't have a brand. You send them off to Sail, and then after Sail does the ritual, he sends them off to Archie, and then Archie brands them.
I think they come to me because I'm going to give them gold and choose which ship they go on.
Okay.
That's right.
After they've been branded and everything?
After they've gone through the ritual, yeah.
Yeah, great. So John, I need you to make me an opposed charisma check here. There is one person who's going to try to use fast talking and deceit to sort of show that they haven't been branded and distract you, and then oh, I dropped this, oh, how's it going, oh, here's some, you can have half my gold, John, I really believe in what you're doing, one of those like quick talking things to
but they don't go through the ritual, though, you mean?
Yeah, you pull them out of line and they find a way to like sneak out of doing the ritual and pretend that they've already gone through it, and they will roll a 25 on their charisma check to lie their way past you, and you'll see right through it.
Okay. So what do I find?
You find them trying to you get the feeling that they're fast talking you, and you're about to let them go, and you go, wait, hold on, I gotta check your brand. And you pull up their sleeve or whatever it is, and it's not there. This is no one that you've known before, just one of these people who works on one of these islands. They're a tanner that you recruited from some other island somewhere.
Where's your brand, friend?
Oh, hey, yeah, I guess Archie must have not done it, but I saw the violet eyes and all the things, and
yeah, well, don't worry, we can double check that. Archie, grab this one. It's going back in the sea.
They don't return from the sea.
Ooh.
How many didn't return out of our crew? Was it like one, or was
out
it
of the
numerous?
couple hundred that you have here, about 20% do not return.
Not bad.
Okay. So how many people do I have left?
160.
160 people. Let's see how much money.
I guess it comes to the question: what ship are we taking?
Yeah, it's a lot of boats.
I don't think we can take the Viking longship.
No, because we're
There-
gonna have more people than that.
Yeah.
I think we take the best ship.
You will also see that most of the people here are either not capable of fighting, or are choosing not to fight. And the number of people who are stepping up to join you in your crusade against the White Prince is pretty small. It's
I think
not
it's to be
nearly
expected.
the 160. It's like
That's expected.
30.
Okay. So
But hold
I
on,
think
with this many people, you're not going to be able to man 4 vessels. This is not enough people to crew 4 ships. Even if you have one of those ships powered by magic drums, 30 people still isn't enough to crew 3 ships.
How many ships can we crew?
Maybe one
we only-
fully crewed ship.
we only need one ship.
Okay.
Aren't we
the
giving
relay.
the other ships to the people so they can
Yeah,
scatter and
we
spread
take
rumors?
we take the long ship in the bottle like usual.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Take the best ship for us and our 30 fighters,
Mhm.
and we split the rest between the 2 ships, the two non-good. Like,
Mhm.
I'm sure they're all decent, but the non we keep the best
Right.
ones, so the other 2 big ships.
Buttersworth
split
ships are the other
between
2. Mhm.
Yeah, so we split the rest between the Buttersworth ships. I'm going to give
Oh, sorry.
everyone who isn't a fighter 100 silver.
Okay.
Does that seem reasonable?
It's pretty good.
Seems reasonable, right?
Yeah.
That's fine.
If you
So that's
consider
all.
a silver a day's wages for a lowly laborer, like just an unskilled labor is 1 silver a day, so that's 100 crappy days' wages.
So it's
Or-
not that good. But
It's like
it's-
2.5 months,
Oh, well,
2 months of work.
How much money is on the island actually? How much money does Brophy have?
Brophy at this point, 1,200 gold. Well, that's broken down into like silvers, but that's the amount. It's a lot.
So 1,200 gold between 130 people. Let's say that Brophy can kind of give the 100 silver to those 130 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
More or less. Okay. So Brophy can do that. I'll then give each of them another 5 gold pieces on top. So that's another 650 gold, and I'm going to take off the sheet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
6.
And what are you going to do with the 2 ships that you don't have enough crew for? Like, who is going to own them? They're going to just, sail people to islands and then someone... What happens to those boats?
Yeah, well, Brophy's going to be captaining one of them, and someone else important is going to be captaining the other.
Yeah, but I'm saying
People
there's
in
not enough
charge-
crew for them, right? You only have enough crew for 1 vessel, so what...
There's 65 people for each boat, right?
Sure, like the boats can get somewhere, but if people aren't going to be joining the cause and fighting the White Prince, they're just going to be stocking up on islands, like, you're
Sorry,
scattering...
I think there's a confusion, right? The 2
Right.
Buttersworth ships
Right.
are going to have 65 non-fighters on each.
Right. And
They're
those
gonna go in opposite
non-fighters...
directions
Mhm.
and spread rumors.
And they're going to leave citizens on different islands, right? They're going to drop off people, and people are going their own way. These people aren't
Why?
meeting up with you somewhere, right? You're sending them off.
No. We're not sending them off. They're
Okay, then
a
what is
part
their
of a
mission?
crew. Their mission is to go around and tell people where we've been, just spread rumors on the island, and then get back the fuck on the ship and keep going.
Okay, so they're
Like-
just going to go in circles around the islands, spreading disinformation and waiting.
I
What
think
is their?
eventually they dock at an island and all
Yeah,
stay there together.
we'll say meet us at I don't know,
No,
fucking.
we'll get in touch with them. Let's give each of them a good island to go to. So I think one can maybe go to Jamuba,
Mhm.
and one can go to. I don't know.
Wait, why don't we
Angel
just say
Islands,
like
maybe?
meet us? Why don't we just say meet us at X Island in 6 months, and then we'll.
Because we don't know when, but if we know where they're going to end up, we can get in touch with them.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
We know
Let's
where.
give
they'll
them
eventually end
let's
up.
give them a destination, but let's have them
Okay,
on
so
the
we need
move
a spot
while.
for these other folks to eventually meet you.
Yeah, so where are our best controlled places? I mean, there's definitely Flotsam.
Where
there's
did we leave
Geneva.
Sora? Was that?
She's on Virix.
Was
Yeah,
it
okay.
Virix?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I think Virix, is that near Jamuba?
Kind of.
It's on the same side of the
Mm-hmm.
rim.
Okay. I mean,
Probably like a week away.
I think that's fine. I think we have one settle on Verix, one settle on Jamuba, but I want them to like at least do a full loop of the outer rim before they go there and settle down.
So each one will do a full loop. They'll basically do a loop and a half each in opposite directions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So hang on, just to give them money wise. So I gave them all 5 gold and 100 silver each for this journey. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now there's 30 more people left there joining as fighters, right?
Yes, and they're going to be on your boat.
Yeah, they're gonna be on my boat, so I'm gonna give them more.
Including the ogre.
The original crew. Doesn't one of these boats already have a
just
crew?
making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're included.
They're the ones that are wanting to stay, and some of the people who had already joined the crew, and there had been like, you owe a year of service if you join us, and then you can go your own way if you want. There's some of that conversation that's happened, and some of the people who were like, "Yay, let's be pirating around," are like, "Whoa, hold on, I don't want to actually like fight the White Prince. I'm happy to skirt the edges of society and make some easy money fighting lowly nobodies, but I'm not really looking to go against this empire."
Yeah. So those willing to fight, and I'll make this loud and clear to everyone in case they want to change their mind. But when I'm pounding people like gold, I give everyone who's joining 20 gold and 200 silver for the 30 who are joining to be fighters.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. It still leaves us with a lot of money for ourselves. So that's all good.
Well then.
Yeah.
I think this will be where we end for the day, with boats headed in different directions. Plans to meet up in Jamuba and Virix when? Just sometime in the future?
Sometime in the future. I mean, enough for them to do a full loop, stopping at islands, spending some gold. So probably like 6 months maybe, something like that. But...
the one ship that's going with the current will be able to do that loop much, much faster than the one that's trying to go against the current. So
I think
one will be ready
because it makes it seem more natural and less forced. Like, oh, it's weird. Like, there's these two ships. Like,
it'll take months for them to arrive at their destination.
Yeah.
But it can be done.
And then we take our ship plus the longboat in the bottle to Alba Island. And do we need to stop in at the base and just like touch base with?
Actually, I'm sorry to say this. The cargo vessels, the Buttersworth ships, cannot even sail against the current. They rely too much on wind power, not enough.
Every other island, then.
Cool. So they'll both go in the same direction, but they'll alternate which islands they stop at.
Yeah, or one stops for a few weeks.
Right.
So that it's behind.
That works.
And it's expected to take about 43 days to do one loop around the outer rim if they were to not stop at all. So you're probably expecting somewhere closer to 70, 80 days.
I think they can stay for more than one day at places if they want.
Let's call it 3 months before you expect them to be back at those islands.
We want it to be we want it to seem natural, not like they turn up. Oh, hey, here's a bunch of things about these people. All right, we're leaving now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. The expectation is about 3 months before they'll be ready.
Sure.
Were you gonna say something, Sale, before we?
Two things. In all honesty, we probably don't care if the people who are fighting, they don't make it back. So like our instructions are probably vague and dismissive regardless, because they're just pawns in our ploy to distract the clerics. They are. I think I would impress upon as many people as I can, though. If the clerics do find your ship, that it's probably a good idea for you to choose death than to be interrogated, because they are not going to be playing nice.
Yeah.
I paid Brophy out as well, 250 gold.
Ooh. He'll tell you that he's sticking with you one way or the other.
All right, he's coming with us. Okay, good.
Well, I mean, if you need him to captain a ship, or he can't captain a ship. He doesn't know how to sail. He's not skilled in that. But if you need him to go with someone else, he'll go with someone else. But he reasserts his loyalty to the Crimson Fists.
What do you guys think? You think he's more use with us, or I think he might be more use on one of the ships.
Put him on one of the ships, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so
I think-
too. Yeah.
We send him on the ship that goes to Jamuba.
Okay. Well then, that'll wrap us up for Tides of Death today. Our minions sent out, Sulfur Island abandoned. The other
Seems
people
good. Yeah, I
on
got some
Sulfur
questions.
Island will not be told. They'll just look down one day and see everyone gone, and that's great. So let's do our questions.
Alrighty, questions from the Patreon, patreon.com/tidesofdeath. Please support it. You can even just join for $1 an episode, and that helps out a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 1: Can John Winners get it up still?
Only when our chatter's mum is around.
Not unless. Okay, someone said not unless it's your mom. We're talking.
Yeah,
about
I
John
saw
Winners.
that. That's why I said it. Yeah.
Nice.
Question for Koibu: Does the White Prince take every kid who tests at a 9+ int to train to be a wizard, or is there a higher int
Mm-mm.
requirement?
No, so first,
What about wisdom?
there's got to have specific. Not everyone is capable of channeling magic, right? There's only a limited section of the populace that can do that. So of those people, then those that have the appropriate requirements, 9 wisdom or 9 int for clerics or wizards respectively, can be brought to be tested. And those that they find within those parameters are brought. So all magic capable people, all wizard capable people with 9 int are brought, and all clerical capable people with at least 9 wisdom are brought to the White Prince for education and training. Yes,
Okay.
all of them.
Question for Koibu. The episode where the players were White Prince flunkies made me curious about what other threats the kingdom faces. Are the Crimson Fists and their dragon friend the biggest and or only threat? If not, what are other enemies are out there? If those other enemies are known, would the pirates know about them and be interested in teaming up?
Yeah, if there were other major threats, you guys would mostly be aware of it, unless there's some, maybe on this one particular island, there is a threat to this one particular island, but there's no other, major threat out here that is threatening the Dardanelles and the White Prince's empire here. Our 3 major players at this point are player characters, White Prince, and those clerics.
Kalamaki.
Oh, and Telemachy. Those are the 4 major forces that our PCs are aware of and that the White Prince is aware of. I think that's the right answer to say to this. Yeah.
Okay. As a thought experiment, put yourselves in Sulfur Island. If you were made to choose, whose order would you follow? A prophet of a dark god, a powerful and smart mage, an undead commanding admiral, or the strongest man in the world? I'd probably follow the dark prophet god guy. Seems like he's kind of the one in control, especially they're all fanatics, so.
My answer is going to depend on my proximity to Archie.
I'd stand next to Archie. I would just, whatever he does seems to be the right course. He seems to always be in good favor with everyone else and never on the wrong side. So whatever Archie says, I would just quietly follow along with.
I think it'd be a lot easier to get on board with following Archie and John. I'd put them together just because, evil dark god crusade or insane wizard doesn't sound like a safe person to be involved with. I think most normal people are going to be a lot more comfortable. Like, it's easy to go from I used to follow this lord, but now I just follow this other guy who's kind of a bit like a lord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Archie and John are sort of understandable powers that you can
Exactly, yeah.
empathize with. And the wizard and the cleric are a little bit like, oh, I'm getting into some really big shit here.
Yeah, I agree.
True.
That's it. That's all the questions too.
Oh, all right. Well, absolutely fantastic episode today, I have to say.
That was
Yeah,
sick.
we had a lot of fun.
There's
Yeah.
so much coming. It feels like the start of a new season.
Yeah, it is. This is season 3 or something.
On
Yeah,
the
it's
wiki, I
exciting.
think this will be season 5. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. Who cares? That will wrap us up for today. We will be back next week with more Tides of Death. Chapter 4 is what it'll be. Yeah. Cool.
See you then.
Catch you then. Bye
That was
bye.
fun, guys.